Brothers, what we doing live?
And Jay Clayton, highly respected, and so is Bill Pulte. But Bill is there just for a fairly short period of time. But while he's there, I said, you can declassify whatever you want.
Want to get some soon?
I told him he could do it as
Cause I'm ready to go. Let's have a good time. What you waiting for? You only got one life. And we gon' live it up. So give me the green light. Cause I'm ready to go. Cause I'm ready to
Boom. How is it going out there, my fellow world patriots? It is indeed Monday, July 6th, 2026, and I hope you guys all had a wonderful 4th of July weekend and a good celebration there as well. And of course, we bring to you episode 216 of Hold the Line. And entry video there was made by my wonderful co-host, Mr. MaQaveli. And we've been getting a lot of these go codes and green and go for green and a lot of these similar terminologies in the last couple of months, but definitely ramped up before the week of 4th of July. And I'm absolutely enjoying what we're watching here. But how's it going, brother? Let's bring you on in and see how was the weekend. Did you see lots of kabooms and fireworks and stuff? What did it be?
Yeah, happy 4th. It was an amazing weekend. I love the White House and what they did with the fireworks show and everything. It was spectacular. Largest fireworks show, I think, on record. So
Yes.
it was. I sent you a couple different ones of that show. I think one's fast forwarded, which was pretty impressive. But yeah, lots of green ghost code going on, and
That's badass.
Pulte coming in. He's got the go code for D class. That's going to be huge. And then right after that, President Trump said that in that interview, he's only there for a short time. And we got Jace coming in, and he'll take it from there. But I would expect some aggressive moves to come our way. We just don't know what's going to be coming. That's the next steps.
Man, well, we don't want to know, right? Because if we knew, then the bad guys would know. And I'm playing the video that you had sent over, dude. I had not seen this in this fashion in the fast forwarded version. That is super cool. I mean, dude, that at the end there, you couldn't really make heads or tails. It almost looked like. Do you ever see that the accident where the people let off like 70,000 at once and they were supposed to be spread out? At the very end, it looked like that. I was just like, wow, you could barely make heads or tails or anything, but it was super badass. I mean, you had barges out on the water filled up and GPS on all this stuff and just rocking and rolling, dude. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. We had a little bit of a rain delay too. Did you guys get hit with any of that rain also? I'm sure you guys.
Yeah, a little
maybe.
bit, I think. They had a huge, which was interesting. They had to get everybody evacuated, wait, and then re-evacuate everybody, whatever you want to call, bring everybody back in. And that was all done by the Secret Service, I believe, partly. I think local law enforcement, they have some duties. I actually did some, like, a little bit of research because I think President Trump's been highlighting the military band like no other president that I've seen. And I looked into it, and it just kind of got my brain going. Like, they're obviously their main functions to entertain and so forth, but they have a unique duty. I'm going to send you some information here before I just speak off the cuff, and then
Yeah, dude. And I think what you found was definitely, you're like, I don't know, does this make? And I'm like, wow, dude. Yeah, it's definitely worth showing at the very least. And you know what, dude? While you're doing that, let me pull up Mr. Raisin Cane's comments from the other day. And joking or not, let's pull it up.
Yeah, so there's a lot of symbolism that's been going on, and a lot of jokes and comms that they have multiple meanings. I thought the whole July 4th was very ceremonial. The whole day with the planes, the different air divisions. I mean, it was really extensive, and so I felt like they're whether it's literal or just symbolic, there seems to be a symbology of the communication between, say, the military and the people. And then the military band steps in as that mediary. That's what they symbolize. So I'll pull this up. You can play this, and we'll go into it a little bit if we need to.
Gotcha. Dan Raisin Cane. General, right?
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. By the power vested in me via U.S. Code 1776, Chapter 250, Section 2026, I hereby grant amnesty and absolve all midshipmen who are on restrictions for minor conduct offenses from these heinous crimes. The United States Naval Academy Superintendent Lieutenant Borgschulte, United States Marine Corps, shall define exactly what minor offenses mean with the most liberal interpretation possible. Signed this day by my hand, 22 May 2026. Signed, Raisin. Soup, on behalf of the Corps, dude, please be liberal with your definition of minor infractions. As a guy at VMI that walked a lot, and I mean a lot of tours, I know the incredible power of grace and forgiveness. I prayed for this day. It never came at VMI. Do not let the force down.
Dude, I love that though. But
Chapter 250, Section 20 via U.S. Code 1776, Chapter 250, Section 2026. I hereby grant.
So he was being a little funny with the numbers and stuff, but Mac, you had come across something that I think was definitely very interesting.
So let's start with the military band, then we get to 250. You can read here.
Sure. Military bands serve critical ceremony, diplomatic, and moral boosting functions with their operations codified in federal regulations and law. They provide essential musical support for state funerals, military parades, official government functions, and diplomatic events, acting as a bridge between the armed forces and the civilian public. As regulations mandate that military musical participation in the public domain is limited to patriotic programs and must not duplicate performances available from civilian groups or serve as pure entertainment. Ooh, that's kind of a mixed bag right there, though, huh?
Yeah, and you get basically that they are combatants and they get trained under the law of war manual. And you notice there it says they became the bridge between the armed forces and the civilian public.
Yes.
Well, what is their secondary function? If you go to the next slide, please.
Next slide. Bing. Wartime versatility. In extreme circumstances, bands are reconfigured as security platoons capable of fulfilling combat support missions such as convoy escort or rare area defense while maintaining their primary musical duties when possible. That's badass, dude.
Yeah, and it gets into that they process POWs, prisoners of war. So is this a symbolic ceremony that we are being released from being prisoners of war of the old regime?
I think so.
So
I
if
really
you
do.
continue with the slides, or the next one, I think shows you.
Next slide. Tactical situation. When the tactical situation demands or when musical duties are impractical due to combat intensity, bands reconfigure into security platoons under regulations like TradDoc pamphlet. Army bands specifically trained for 4 key non-musical wartime roles: command post security, guarding headquarters and critical command nodes against infiltration or attack; perimeter defense, we know what that is; prisoner of war processing, managing the security and administration of captured enemy personnel; traffic and route control, managing logistics flow; and convoy security in rear areas. That was super cool. And I would say too, like you mentioned earlier, the Secret Service helped with people coming back to the venue, but I think the main thing that made people come back to the venue was President Trump's True Social post saying, hey, we ain't going, we're not leaving this day without making that speech. I don't care if it's 4 a.m, I'm going to be there. So,
hell or
I
high
agree
water,
with you.
right?
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. Like, I really feel like the 250 was more like a rededicating our country to God more than anything, because that is what that familiar,
Founding fathers.
Yeah, the founding fathers and all, that's exactly how they wanted it. So I feel like it was giving us a piece of like Americana back, right? Like I definitely had some fond memories, watching some of this stuff, and I don't know, it just gives you that old feel of Americana as I was watching it anyway. So hopefully a lot of people felt the same way as well.
I saw some cool symbolism also in the music. Was it the Nessim? I always mess up the name. He sang.
Oh, Christopher Macchio?
Yeah, and then there was like signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. That was interesting. There was all kinds of possible multiple meanings in the songs that they picked while they were playing the fireworks, which was cool. Now now we go to 250. Chapter 250 used to be now it's Chapter 13, which is the Insurrection Act. Now, we've covered the Insurrection Act in pretty ad nauseum, but I wasn't sure. We couldn't really figure out if he had ever used it, and did he need to use it in the process? And I don't think he did, because the Stafford Act kind of covers it in its language. But was it down there at the bottom? Which one is it? It's the second to last one, kind of explains it. Those two.
Chapter 250. So it's funny, like he was making a joke, but then when you go back here, it says Chapter 250 of Title 10 of the United States Code is formally titled Insurrection and Domestic Violence and is commonly known as the Insurrection Act. It is the primary federal law authorizing the president to deploy the U.S. military and federalize the National Guard within the U.S. to suppress rebellions, insurrections, and domestic violence, or to repeal invasion. Chapter serves as a critical statutory exception to the Posse Comitatus Act, which generally prohibits the use of military for domestic law enforcement. Yeah, Insurrection Act.
The next one gives you the scenarios. It's at least 3.
Right.
Key sections.
Got more?
I might have to check to see if there's, more. But if you want to kind of go over this real quick,
sure.
It's interesting in the fact that, I think I kind of went over it before. I'll have to find the literature. So read this and I'll find it.
Yeah, and I would agree too. Like all the numbers and all the things keep kind of, dovetailing nicely together, right? Like, oh, wait. And we'll cover this in a little bit, but like, what do we have going on now? Major sporting event. Oh, FIFA. oh, remember Putin handed Trump the soccer ball, right? And now we got the 250. It's like all these things keep, like, in my mind, adding up to this time right now. So it seems like everything's coming together nicely is a better way to say it. Key sections and presidential powers. Chapter 250 comprises sections 251 through 255. 1. Deployment upon state request. This section allows the president to deploy armed forces and call upon the militia of other states into federal service upon the request of a state's legislature or governor if the legislature cannot be convened. This is used when state faces an insurrection it cannot control on its own, which we never know. We might have to get around to California, which we'll cover again a little bit later.
You might have already done this too, in a couple of
possible.
Situations. Yeah.
It's possible, very possible. 2, deployment.
I think it's Seattle or Oregon. Remember when they had Chaz or whatever?
Yeah,
they might have sent in the guys, but go ahead.
That was classic. Yeah, we're gonna take over this town. We don't need no police, and then they're like, "Oh, we need help." 2, deployment to enforce federal law. Provision empowers the president to use the military without state consent if unlawful obstructions, combinations, assemblages, or rebellion against U.S. authority make it impractical to enforce federal laws through ordinary judicial proceedings. This is a key tool of an invading force. Yeah, oh yeah, and we're going to definitely cover that one in a little bit for sure. Invading forces or insurrections disrupt federal operations. 3, deployment to protect civil rights and to suppress conspiracies. Oh no. We're not talking theories here. We're talking people getting together, right? The section authorizes the president to take necessary measures, including using the military to suppress insurrection or domestic violence that deprive people of their constitutional rights. Otherwise, equal protection when state authorities are unable or unwilling to protect them. Conspiracies that oppose or obstruct the execution of U.S. laws or impede the course of justice. Historically, the section was used during the civil rights movement to enforce desegregation orders against state resistance. I don't know if there's procedural steps for activation. In the event of an invasion or massive insurrection, the procedural flow under Chapter 250 typically involves determination. The president determines that local and state authorities are overwhelmed or that federal law cannot be enforced. Proclamation. A public proclamation is issued ordering the dispersal of hostile forces required for unilateral action under 252 and 253. 3, executive order, which he's been firing off left and right. The president signs an executive order deploying active duty troops and or federalizing the National Guard. Mac, I think that's done. No, that part's done, I believe. 4, deployment. Military forces are deployed to engage the enemy, secure areas, and restore order, operating under federal command rather than state control. This legal framework ensures the president has the necessary tools to defend the nation's integrity and get against internal and external threats when civilian law enforcement is insufficient.
And number 4, he definitely has done that to resupply California with water. Remember that? He's like, I had to send in the military to unlock the water.
Yeah, and they were in LA too. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know in what particular order and how he's able to pull from many different sources. It's in conjunction with whatever occurs. So it's always fluid. It seems like, how they've written the law and how to proceed. Now, if you go to the next post, it just kind of goes over real quick the different areas that the Chapter 13, formerly known as Chapter 50, is located. And one's, the Posse Comitatus Act, which remember Adam Schiff tried to do something with.
Yes. What is Adam Schiff trying to prevent? Yep, I remember that one.
Exactly. And go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead. I was just literally pulling up Schiff. There's 32 posts, but Schiff trying to prevent. I'll overlay it for you.
And I think in that post, I think it says everything that's going on, past, future, and present, has to do with the election of 2020. Yes. So number 2 is the Stafford Act. This act governs federal disaster relief and emergency management. So Trump did do that in his first term. I don't know how long it goes, but if it plays out that the relief disaster turns into an insurrection, it changes it to the Insurrection Act. But it does bypass the Posse Comitatus Act. And you have the War Powers Resolution, which has been contested, and he won on that, didn't he? Did he not? He's used that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I can't say definitively.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is it's just interesting to me the timing of the numbers that happens to go. It used to be 13, now it's 250 as well. Like that's a weird jump.
I think as things develop, it gets rolled up into revised bills. So this one, I think, falls under the National Defense Act now, all this stuff.
Yep. And here's the post that you were mentioning earlier, 4521, where D. Schiff was trying to put in this resolution to amend Title 18 to prohibit the use of armed forces under the jurisdiction of the Secretary of a Military Department as posse comitatus. And so, like, if nothing was going on, right, while all, over these last many years, then why would Adam Schiff be even indulging in any of this at all whatsoever, right? It doesn't make any sense. Sense. And
everything there it is.
To your point, I mean, it's huge. You're witnessing past, present, and future centrally revolves around the presidential election of 2020. Not over yet, and we keep getting more and more stuff. Obviously, we know Tina Peters is out of jail, and she's making some rounds now as well. More information is coming out. What was it, last week or the week before? Dominion dropped their lawsuit.
Trump. Oh, yeah, with her meeting with Trump, I'm sure she dropped the evidence for him.
She looked pretty good, huh? Being in jail for 2 years.
Yeah, quote unquote jail.
And again, I don't want to say it, but
that might have been the optics on Colorado's part. They might have taken care of her, but they said that she got attacked and everything. So I don't know. She looked great.
Yeah, she definitely looked really good. We're going to cover this one just really quickly here. I don't think we'll need the full 2 minutes on this whole story, but we're shifting gears just to a little entertainment. Or is it sports? Or is it sports entertainment? I don't know. Well, here we go anyway.
But all I did, I asked for a review because I didn't think it was a foul. And, again, I'm good at this stuff. I didn't think it was a foul. I thought it was two great athletes that crashed into each other and got entangled. That was not a guy punching somebody in the face or anything that, would be different. And I think it's a terrible, if they wouldn't allow, a top player, maybe the best, maybe among the best players on the team to play, I think it would have had a big stain. And I related just that feel. I didn't tell him what to do. I can't tell him what to do, but, and I don't believe he made the decision. I think it was a committee that made the decision. And they made the right decision because, number one, it wasn't a foul. And you want to see a game with your best players. You don't want to say, how would you feel if I took, we take Messi out? Look, he ran into somebody. Or we took Ronaldo, you bunked into somebody. We're going to take you out of a game. He's great. Or Harry Kane.
Ronaldo. So, dude, you had previously said that, you had played soccer. I was a goalie, I think, when I was 10 for like one season. I saved the ball. I landed in a puddle of water. And I remember leaving, telling my mother, I'm never playing this game again. So I played one season, didn't really know the rules very well. But, like, as far as I understand it, the red card is for is that like a blatant foul, right? Like
it's just over the top, like intentional to hurt somebody. And now they have instant replays. It used to be without instant replays. And, if you slow it down, it looks a lot. The guy didn't even come off the field. It's not that it wasn't, he didn't have a yellow card prior to that. Usually you get a warning. A yellow card's a warning, a red card, 2 yellow cards, and then you get a red card and you're out of the game. And then there's suspensions. Well, I thought this referee went over the top. You watch a replay and then you don't give him a yellow card or a penalty. You just give him this most extreme penalty, which is a red card. That didn't make sense. But I think President Trump is doing something that's never been done in sports, or it's been done, hasn't been done in a long time, which is have fair sports. Like, if a referee makes a decision that's a little too harsh, go back and you have the ability to change it and set the record straight. Do it. Like, anybody can say, I think for the most part, most people would say this is not a red card of any type. If you put Messi doing this, he did something like this in this World Cup, similar, and he didn't even get a penalty from it.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad that they corrected it. I think it was the right thing to do. And they, with all these adjustments with instant replay and so forth, people are learning what offsides is in soccer. It's two people. It's the goalie. Sometimes it's the last two people on defense that create the offside. So the player is in front of one of those two players, it's offsides, and even by a millimeter. So it's been interesting, definitely. And but I think the U.S. team looks faint. It's the best I've ever seen them play. We finally have a soccer team. But I don't know what U.S. soccer was doing prior, but they weren't playing the proper type of soccer. I think it was very political, unfortunately. And we're seeing finally some good soccer or football for those Europeans out there. And we'll see what happens tonight. I think they'll win against Belgium, and then they got to play Spain. Spain beat Portugal. And if they win tonight, we're not assuming anything, but it's going to be some great soccer. So I'm unfortunately going to watch the replay later, I think, because we got the show going on, but we'll do updates.
Yeah, it's starting at 8 o'clock. It's starting at 8 o'clock. Now, this is the dork here, Mario. Now, look, if you notice, everybody's showing this in slow motion, and it does look bad in slow motion. But I'll also tell you guys that if you look at this, even knowing that it's slow motion, so you have to put that into your head, right? And I think once he realized that he was stepping on his foot, he like immediately pulled his foot up. Not here, but like once it hit the ground, because he didn't like keep like mushing his foot into the ground. Like that foot came right up and off. So he could have like just dragged it in there and pressed, you know what I mean? But it looked like to me it came right up. And when you look at it in full speed, it really doesn't. And from what I understand, this guy is one of the most, from what I've seen anyways, and I've not in taken in a lot of soccer, but Zlatan, this guy was one of the most aggressive. I think the word you used was, I would say dirty, but you said aggressive. Let's see what he says.
He was
Correct
physical.
decision.
What did he say? He was what?
He was very physical.
Yeah, very physical.
In the end, but poor process for you?
We can let Alexei wait. What I want to say is I'm happy for the U.S. Obviously, it's a different situation, but like Thierry said, first of all, he should not get a red card. Yes. And then they should have come quicker, this call, but I'm happy for the U.S. team because the U.S. team has been amazing, but Balo has been super amazing. And with him, he's an extra force.
Correct decision.
So with this guy, we have a chance to win it all, dude. And like I was talking with you about before the show, bro, like I wouldn't be surprised if the United States won this whole thing. Did somebody say last week that we had 2 games we played where the other team scored on themselves? Or was there 1 game at least, or 2 games that happened in this World Cup? Did we play a team that scored on themselves, like one of the first games?
I don't know. I don't remember. Why?
Yeah. For me, it's like, oh, the Patriots win the Super Bowl, the New York Yankees win after 9/11. I don't know. Maybe I'm spitballing something that's not going to come true, but I'm feeling like the host nation could win this year, and it would be very much on par with things that I've seen in the past many times, it seems. So I don't know. I'm not telling you guys to go put your money on it, but that's what I'm thinking. They are going to win it.
Well, Portugal losing, that's
Huge.
Ronaldo's last World Cup, most likely. And you just had Neymar, he lost. So this is a new generation of footballers coming through. And I think the new one of them that's been pretty surprising is Holland. Tall, 6'5" guy from Norway who's got, his stats are ridiculous. I got to mention him. He's got 62 goals in 54 games of world play.
Damn.
And when you compare it to, was it Mbappe?
Yeah.
He's 63 goals in 103 games.
Damn.
That's some epic stats right there. I don't know how that's possible, but it is.
Who's that guy you're talking about there? He's like a blonde dude with a ponytail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. He's
I just put the graphic in the chat.
Because he's like, I'm not a big soccer dude, but was his father or one of his relatives like a sports guy too? Dude, that's crazy.
No idea.
Yeah, I thought maybe his father was a sports guy or whatever. 63 goals in 103 games. This guy got one less goal in almost half. Wow. Yeah, that's Haaland. That's it. Yeah, that's the dude. Mbappe and Haaland is the dude's name. But yeah, looks like Game of Thrones dude. What's his name? Viserys Targaryen. Yeah. All right, well, let's get into some other stuffy then.
But go USA tonight. Wish them the
hell
best. Yeah. I think they got a good chance. So see what happens.
Make sure I was showing this to the folks there. Yeah, we'll see what happens, like President Trump likes to say.
Hey, this is the best they've ever played. I'm telling you. Playing like real soccer. Good.
And what a better time than now to get hot. You know, and that's what it's all about too. A lot of, you know, different sports like basketball might not even be the best team in the league, but it might be what team's playing hot. You know what I mean? They're all cylinders firing together. This dude, I think, was because 4th of July was just a few days ago, but I just wanted you to be able to comment on this because I've touched on it on, I think, 2 different shows, but I thought this was ginormous, dude, and I just wanted to see if you had any take on it. Did you see this before about what this used to mean?
Yeah.
And dude, I had no
idea. Paid off the mortgage.
Yeah. So, and you know, this is a fake picture or whatever, apparently, but it was posted out by President Trump, and so I'm wondering, you know, any thoughts on this? Because for me, it's
the only thing that I could think about outside the obvious of we paid off our nation's debt, is that he paid off the Iran war on that day because of all the payments of oil and everything that the Iran is now in profit, I'm sure. But yeah. And notice how there's been pretty peaceful, and oil per barrel is down below $65 or something. And then as soon as he also investigated the oil makers and the gas stations, things started correcting themselves. So I'm seeing that we are finally bringing some justice, some fairness. I think California is going to be under investigation from the one post he had about it. He mentions California, President Trump. I don't know if you have that on hand, but I took it as he was hinting at California as being very investigated, not just for election fraud, but possibly for, you know, this stuff.
Oh, dude.
Gasoline fraud and all price gouging and everything.
Yes, I got I think I do have a story. It's in a President Trump post for a little bit later with that. But you did mention Gavin Newsom, so check this out, dude.
Was that post about paying off the nation's debt, basically?
So yeah, I mean, what this gentleman Joe Lang here was saying essentially that, you know, that's the idea behind it, that, you know, that's what it used to mean, that we paid it off, and, you know, maybe we paid off the national debt. But I look at it like we're getting away from the Federal Reserve banking system. I even played like a 3 or 4 minute video the other day where this guy talked about how essentially Trump built a parallel economy like right in front of our faces as this whole Iran war was going on. So, you know, off of the Federal Reserve system.
Yeah, the money wasn't touched. Remember, we covered it. The money wasn't going to the Fed.
Absolutely.
From the Iran war, it was going somewhere else. It was going through the Treasury. So there's definitely a rerouting of funds, and I'm still waiting on the confirmation that they're using cryptocurrency in order to do it.
Oh, they are. And I think from time to time, you guys, the folks in the chat, are just going to have to get used to me covering maybe one story or a couple stories back to back, you know, where if I have one show today and I might show it to a different co-host. So this one I covered yesterday, but you know, we need to hear Max comment on this one again. Wait, I don't even know if I even got to it yesterday, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he got arrested today.
Did he? Nice.
Yeah, that's the development.
Dude, there was no alcohol. There was no alcohol involved. He said he knew he hit something, but didn't know what, and just kept driving. You know, you do that all the time, right? I know I do. I just hit something, and oh yeah, I know I hit something, but whatever. I just keep going. Like what? I just kept going. Like hello.
Well, we'll see how this develops. Like what he actually was doing, because you know that intruder he had, and was he a sex worker that it came out? The whole weird. It's all sketchy. So whatever Paul Pelosi's doing is sketchy, and I'm wondering what what sketchiness is going to come out of this guy. First time it was like a guy attacking him with a hammer half naked. So who knows?
And they both answered the door. It's like, hello. And he's like, hey, like nothing going on here. Like, what the hell?
If I could interview the officer now, did they answer the door hello or hello?
Police. Let me see. If it pops up quick, I'll pop it up. Oh yeah, here we go.
Another clue Trump gave us was that $100 bill he posted. I don't know if you want to cover that, but we go on with this. We'll get back to the $100 bill.
Yeah, we will, sure. Yeah, and again, dude, yeah, I did cover this because I remember me saying, if I was worth 200 million, like I'd only be getting driven around. Like there's no way I'd be driving a car unless I wanted to do it for fun. You know what I mean? Like I want to go drive a Ferrari or something like that. Like
it's 86.
Yeah, true. But like, do you go get so shit faced and just get in your car?
He needs to get a driver. Like he's 86.
Get a freaking driver, bro. I think this is it. Let's just get up.
Oh,
Yeah, let's get up to the good part.
It said 2620, right? No, 2640.
Oh wait, we got the wrong address.
Hi, how you doing?
It's
What's
like,
going on, man?
like, hey guys. Oh wait, is that a hammer in your hand? Like, dude, the whole, like you said, it's sketch to the max. Sketchy.
Hi, how you doing? What's going on?
Dude, what I don't understand, you know, there's so much about this I don't understand, but like that he even allowed him to open the door. Like, all right, I'm just gonna hit you in the head. We're not even gonna, or maybe they were struggling or whatever. But I think it was, like you said, the boyfriend situation. So, so actually, and Mac, really quickly, I needed to thank somebody because I didn't check my email yesterday, so I have to slide up on there. So Hilarious2, thank you very much, had sent over 10 iced coffees yesterday and said, thank you for your devotion to America. So thank you very much for that. Those 10 iced coffees, Hilarious2. So thank you for that. And Mac, the last one I have to do for today is a throwback. It is a 10-year anniversary to yesterday, and we're definitely not playing the whole thing, but I'll play 15-20 seconds of it. Here we go.
Good morning. I'm here to give you an update on the FBI's investigation of Secretary Clinton. What I want to do is tell you what we're recommending, but first, let me tell you what we found. 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top secret, 36 of those chains secret, and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Everything I did was permitted. There was no law.
10-year anniversary, bro, till yesterday. So that was pretty interesting. I had to verify it, but it was.
Very interesting because Trump posted today a picture of Hillary and Melania. Did you see that?
Hillary and Melania.
There you go. I posted the chat.
All right, let's take a look-see. I always have to do this because
Doing a little trolling.
we do a little trolling. We like to do it. We call it troll. Oh God, no, God. 451. That's it, huh? Was nothing to the post. Just that it. Oh my. She looks like
No,
the
there's
friggin-
he's just firing them out today.
dude. She looks like a character from the friggin'. I won't
She
even
looks
say
like
it.
the Hamburglar. It looks like the Hamburglar.
Looks like the
And then
Alice in Wonderland.
Melania's Carmen Sandiego. Where in the world's Carmen Sandiego? And Hillary is the Hamburglar.
All right. Do we got anything?
You
on
remember? You remember
1651?
where in the world's Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Great song,
Never watched
too.
it, but I remember the intro. And so, I mean, dude, with that, what difference at this point does it make? I mean, I could have kept that thing rocking. It's quite catchy for sure. But yeah, dude, it's he's been firing off, and whoever's running that social media, I mean, you know, with him, for him, whatever, doing a knockout job. Absolutely loving it. And of course, I have to cover this dude because I was in the dark as anybody else on this one. I thought, and I think I have a little bit of incorrect information here.
Oh, Trump accounts will benefit. So ring the bell, Mr. President.
So I don't know if you noticed this, but I think they were like a couple seconds behind because the opening of the bell, because he was over here and he's like, he needs to hit that bell now. He needs to hit that bell. And watch Besant. He's like, you got to hit the bell.
Right now.
Oh, Trump accounts will benefit. So ring the bell, Mr. President.
So that's pretty cool, dude, that they have all this, all these accounts coming out for, look at you F around Trump, you find out. Okay. Half the time you can't tell if it's going to be a pro or anti-Trump thing out there. But they have these accounts that are coming out now. And in addition to that, I found out some more information. I thought it was only for newborns. All right. And then I got all excited. I said, well, my son's 15, so I can sign up one for him. But you can set up the account, but it's looking like I'm not going to get the 1,000 for him. It looks like you have to be under a certain age to get that. So it just says millions of parents are sitting out on Trump accounts. It's only for newborns, right? Wrong. Any child under 18 qualifies. Contributions open July 4th. The portal opens on the 5th, and everything you need to know. The number one misconception, only for babies born in 25, right? No. Any child under 18 can open one. The 1,000 government seed is for newborns only. The account is for every kid in America. Two completely different things. So basically, it's looking like, Mac, you can open these accounts, but you can actually add to them for your child. And obviously, if you have a newborn, then you can add in the 1,000. They get the 1,000 from the government, and not just the government, but SpaceX is adding in as well. Okay, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's set up. It just sounds like another, similar to like a Roth IRA or an IRA or a 401k. You're investing money into the betterment of your child, and it's guaranteeing you an interest on that investment, compound interest over time. So they're saying like by a certain age, you'll probably be a millionaire if you don't touch that money, right? So like a newborn, $1,000 by age 18, was it going to be $1 million, or is it going to be a 21? But early in life, they're going to be attaining a lot of wealth, is the point. And then they'll have access to it, which is something I wish I had. Now, something worth mentioning as well, if you look at Polymarket, once you can do it now or later, but they said that Trump is working on Trump accounts for adults.
Really?
Which would be the next step. Everyone would get this. So this is kind of like the transferring of wealth back to the people. And I don't think we can just transfer it, all the money now, but future of money can definitely be transferable. And I'm sure these are non-taxable investments. And I don't know. It happened either, I think it's this morning. You scroll down some.
Yeah, this guy's killing my.
But the reason why I bring up Polymarket, outside of the fact that they become pretty legit at calling odds and stuff, I think the Trumps have, Trump Jr.'s invested in this company. Have you not?
Yes, and then right here, very, very rich quote by 18.
Very rich. God, I wish I had one.
Look at this. France officially submits appeal to FIFA to overturn Michael Olise's yellow card against Paraguay. Oh, please. Oh,
well, they got to figure out, it is a separate committee that made the decision. It wasn't like the owner of FIFA was like, or the commissioner or whoever that runs it made the decision. It goes to a private entity committee. So they made the decision. So they've got to figure out these little nuances in the rules and the technicalities that come out from making those rules, like using instant replay and so forth. So I just find that as a natural development in the sport. I don't see that being too fraudulent. Now, if they didn't try to make an attempt to, then I think we'd have a case for them being a little unfair, and they would need to change it anyway in the future. So I think this is the fairest way of doing it.
Found it.
There you go.
Trump reveals he is working with Congress on a version of Trump accounts for adults. Endorphin says, can they collapse Social Security into that fund? I love it. Oh, and
this essentially would replace Social Security, I'm thinking.
Right.
in a way, or it's another way to make more money off the government.
But Mac, aren't you mad that Trump he profited $2 billion in his last financial disclosure? He's getting rich off of the people of this country. That slime ball. I can't believe he made $2 billion.
No, successful. I mean, that's what capitalism is. I mean, he handed off all his assets to his kids.
Yep.
He's making money, you know. I mean, it'd be almost impossible if he's a billionaire and he put it in a bank and he could live off the money, the interest of that money for many times over. That's so it'd be hard to lose money being a Trump. I'd say that, but they're following where everything's going. They're paving a new pathway. It's very easy to follow, and we're going towards quantum. That's a big one. Going through a new system of how finances are transferring funds. Hopefully, that relates to a non-fiat currency. But we don't know that yet. So gold's hot as crap. There's a lot of gold in the White House. I don't know. I think gold might be a play. Microchips, very, very good thing to be invested in. Steel, you know, everything coming back to the United States to manufacture, and those companies that invest in them. Probably a win-win situation.
Heck to the yeah, no doubt. Well,
and I'm not a financial advisor.
This is not financial advice, and I'm not telling you to buy the dip on silver either. And dude, you know, I've covered it in probably 2 shows by now, but if you go over to the U.S. Mint and look up the 250 coins, the half-ounce silver they're selling for $750 for a half-ounce of silver cut into a bell. And then gold is like, I think it's like 9,000 or something like that for a half ounce of gold, and then the full ounce of gold is like 19 or 20,000 or something like that. And it's like, oh well, because they cut it into the shape of a bell, or are they indicating prices are about to go up? That's what my guess is. But again, not financial advice. So here's an addition into these Trump things here. SpaceX makes massive donation, which I don't know how this is going to work, Mac, but says 2 million shares to Trump accounts for America's kids. SpaceX president and COO Gwynne Shotwell and her husband stepping up big time. What?
This is just pointing out at the fact that these corporations may end up being like property of the people. Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah. Also, in the gold thing, Trump's been posting about Valor, which is one of the statues, I think, on the mall, is getting recoded in gold. So I don't know if you saw any of those truths today. But,
no.
A lot of symbolism of gold again.
How are we gonna do this though? Like, because what they're saying is Gwynne Shotwell and her husband are gifting SpaceX stock directly into Trump accounts over 2 million American children. My husband and I are honored to gift a share of our SpaceX stock to a Trump account for each of more than 2 million children. We have been fortunate in our careers and hope this gift encourages the next generation to continue the journey of enabling humanity to live and fly amongst the stars. Real patriots investing into the future. Mars dreams start with strong American kids. This is how you build the next generation of explorers. So I'm not really clear on exactly how they're going to give it. Are they just going to give the 2 shares, and whatever that money makes, they split up into the kids, or do the kids actually get a share each, or like what the hell's going on? Like, not very clear to me anyway right now.
Can you split up stocks yet? Like crypto? You would think that they would fractionalize stocks one of these days to make it accessible by everyone, similar to crypto. But I don't know how this is going to work. Maybe they fractionalize it. But I would think $1 of SpaceX to a Trump account would. I don't know how much it would be worth when they got to be age 18. You know what I mean? That dollar has to be worth a lot of money. So.
Let me see. I'm just reading something in the chat here, and RV. So somebody in the chat, and let me just read this out. Did you hear President Trump repeating RV over and over and over again? Let's see. Parkmon1 says, do you have the video where Trump is saying RV 7 times in one video, talking about a Winnebago type RV? But I don't know. I do have I have a video of somebody playing the video, but I don't know what would RV denote. Revolution? I'm just not sure what that
revaluation.
Revaluation, yeah. Reval. I think our country is going to be taking a very good turn for the better very soon.
He's got a definite plan on how he's going to approach it, and I don't know if it's revaluation. There'd have to be some sort of revaluation if you're going to make a system like, I don't know, because the exchange between the cryptocurrency is providing doesn't necessarily need to have a revaluation. I'm thinking a unified currency, but you don't need that. You want decentralization. So if he makes it into a treasury note, then we've got something to talk about.
How about revaluing our gold? That's listed at $42.22 per ounce, back up to the value in which it's supposed to be, close to.
And we covered that. They did that a long time ago, yeah.
But it sits in our holdings still for whatever reason. I still don't get that. Like, as a government, wouldn't you want to place a higher value on your goods that you quote own? And again,
is he never going to go to Fort Knox?
Yeah.
Will we ever find out about Fort Knox? I don't know.
I think
is that part of what? Yeah.
Well, what do you think the Democrats are saying about the Trump accounts? Get them. Go get them. Rep Benny Thompson. It's safe to say I would pass on a Trump account. Well, you're too old anyway. Trump University already told us what happens when his name is on the brochure. Does a $25 million settlement ring a bell? Like, please. So you're telling all these people that can have money for their children in the place in which you represent. Where is that exactly? Husband, father probably serving Congress. Where is it? Was that Missouri or Mississippi? Mississippi second version. I'm guessing your constituents could probably use the money, but no, well, it's Trump. Don't do this. Like, you got to be stupid. Like, to push away free money. No.
Yeah, the government's backing this essentially, so it's like a win-win.
It shows you how screwed up some people are, dude, right? It just shows you how absolutely screwed up they are. It makes no sense whatsoever. And yeah, apparently they are having some Tyler Robinson trials too, which I have some clips for later on. We'll be getting into.
Did you send in a video? The scientists are working to find a cure for Trump derangement syndrome. It sounds like this guy's got it.
Oh God, is he? Yes, I definitely have that.
It's a pretty photo.
Let me see. I got you, dog.
At the bottom.
They're seemingly dormant.
Let me get this up for everybody here. Here we go. Seemingly dormant.
They're seemingly dormant until you give them a stimuli. Observe.
The only way we'll be able to come up with an antidote to TDS is to find patient zero.
Jay Trump is now president of the United States.
That is patient zero, I would say, for sure. Oh my goodness, dude. I love it. I got these as well for anything that was longer than, like, say, a minute. I made sure to put over here. This one I didn't want to touch on now, but interesting one that you put about podcasts, dude. Right? I don't know if that was meant for the show, but it's definitely interesting. So maybe I got lucky, I guess.
Yeah, we got a little thing going. So
I'm in the wrong room. Wait, no, go ahead, buddy.
I don't know if you're gonna play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I was just gonna find the correct one here, but
it just shows that we've got some great followers and listeners of the show, and we appreciate it. Because I ran into this clip.
I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Statistics. Yeah, I can't believe it's actually like this. And this dude's got more jail stories than anybody I've ever seen in my life. It's so hard.
You realize that 90% of people that start a podcast don't make it past their second or third episode, and the remaining 90% don't make it past. I think it's 10 episodes.
Why? Why do you think that is?
They lose. I think that they all think I'm going to put out an episode. They don't realize the cost involved, right? Because they can't do it themselves. So they hire someone and they realize, okay, well, it's $400 an episode for an hour episode. They do the episode, they upload it, and they think it's going to blow up, and it gets 45 views. And then they do another one and they go, okay, well, we can't keep this up. And they stop.
Right.
So, yeah.
I didn't know it cost so much money to do a podcast. As
Me
far as
neither.
I'm concerned, it was free.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that much either. But I guess what he's saying is to maybe hire a producer or somebody to make the videos for you or whatever. So like, it doesn't sound like the people he's talking about are actually doing it all themselves. They, they got a Jamie, and then they got a videographer and a editor and this, that, and the other. And yeah, it's a one-man show over here with us. So we yell at me when the things go wrong. I yell at myself. Let me see here. Where are we at? This is an ongoing story, but we're going to kind of keep covering it. We got some more and more stuff coming on here. And this has some bad sounds in it, so I don't want to play the whole thing for you guys. But essentially, what this post is saying, Mitch McConnell was reportedly found unconscious in his home several weeks ago following a medical episode and was rushed to the hospital. His current whereabouts remain unknown to the public, according to TMZ. Longtime senator has faced increasing health concerns in recent years. As we've seen, the guy has pulled a friggin', freeze routine a few different times. And then we actually have this local news person here. I don't know what this is, just showing him
For McConnell, can you give us some information on why you blocked the SAVE Act, or any information on your thoughts on what Rep. Tim Burchett said about staffers running your office? Any comments, sir?
Dude, you remember a couple of these press conferences that he was having where his lips looked unbelievably like purple or miscolored? And I don't know what that was, but it was super off, essentially. This woman is a local investigator here, correspondent Capitol Hill. She says, as we investigate the possibility that others were running Senator McConnell's office as his health visibly declined, let's not forget this. When I recorded this video right here, February 26th of this year, Senator McConnell has reportedly been in the ICU at George Washington University Hospital from February 2nd to the 10th, according to a hospital source. And apparently he's still in the hospital from what I understand. And we have one more update for you. My bro Larry over here got some updates for you as well. She does have some contacts on the Hill, so that's why I brought this up. But it says, new high-level source close to the White House tells me, quote, Mitch McConnell is officially brain dead. He's not coming back. Says he is being kept alive by life support machines. But my White House source told me McConnell is in organ failure, as I reported. Source told me he has allegedly been declared a vegetable or brain dead by doctors, and the White House has been told McConnell isn't ever coming back. Officially brain dead, organ failure accelerating, life support machine is keeping him alive, but his brain is officially dead. And his wife, Elaine Chao, remember we covered just a few days ago? Yeah, she went over and made a little trip to China. Wait, she went where? She went over to
China.
You're only going to hear that on the live stream, Mac. It doesn't play it with you.
What's that?
Is that you won't hear it? You'll only hear it on the live stream. It doesn't share the sound effects with you, unfortunately. But I was doing Trump saying China. But dude, oh wait, Mitch just went into the hospital, and Elaine Chao does what? Skips off and goes to friggin' China. Like, that's weird, right? Like, in all aspects, super weird.
I don't know what happened to the original investigation where she got caught. Well, she inherited the largest shipping company, we've covered this a couple times, from China to the U.S. Her company got caught shipping cocaine, and Mitch, her and Mitch got investigated. We never heard the end of that investigation. That was during his first term. She's corrupt as all can be. He's corrupt, and I thought that we had gotten glimpses of his underlings running his office prior to this, when he had other health issues as well. It's just incoherent. At what point is it possible to still be in Congress when you're brain dead? So they should be kicking his butt out, I would think. Or does he have to pass? I don't understand that. You have that bad of health issues. I mean, someone's got to make a call here.
Yeah.
He's a representative of the United States government.
I saw a thing the other day that was saying, and I don't have the date in front of me right now, but they're saying it's whatever this date is. If he passes away before this date, then they just go into an election because there's enough time. And then after this date, then there's not enough time for an election, so the governor gets to put him in. So yeah, this is dude, this is very weird. I mean, just besides the fact that, you know, let's put all that stuff about her connections to China aside. Like, let's just say she has no connections to China whatsoever. But the fact that she leaves while your husband's in a hospital in very dire circumstances could be, yeah, that's why I personally believe he's already a goner, dude. Like, I don't think your wife takes off like that and until it's a sure thing. You know, maybe she grieved for a couple of days, maybe she hated the guy, I don't know. But I don't think you leave the country until there's some sort of finality with that. That's just a guess, though. See what the folks in the chat got to say about that.
Just suspicious as heck. So she's probably under investigation, or has the suspicions that she is under investigation.
Oh God!
How else would you run? Your husband's dying. Why would you run away?
Yep. And Bamlo says Italy caught the ship transporting cocaine baggies inside the banana boxes. Estimated $800 million. Dude, that's crazy. Italy, Elaine Chow. Let's check this out. Cocaine. How long ago was that? Because I just know forever they used to call him Cocaine Mitch.
Which part? The banana boxes? I don't know.
Or yeah, anything with her arrest or whatever. Probably a decade or more now. Got to be a long time ago. Elaine Chow, 2014 incident where Colombian Coast Guard discovered 90 pounds of cocaine aboard the Ping Mei. Let's see if I can get this one up here. Oh, God. Oh, no, we just make things up around here, guys and gals. We just make up things and call, people things that they're not all the time. Elaine Chow's family owns ships flagged abroad, a way to avoid U.S. taxes and higher labor costs, but one of Chow's missions at the Transportation Department will be to press American-owned ships to fly the U.S. flag. Family shipping company could pose problems for Trump's transportation pick. So that's the said company that we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Eddie Chow here, Elaine Chow. And again, boy, she looks a lot younger than him, huh? And do you remember what I was talking about, dude? I don't know if you commented on that or not, where he had like super purple lips, like wicked purple lips during his.
No, I don't remember that, but yeah, I do. I didn't take a notice to it until you just pointed it out. But yeah, I do remember. It's a circulation issue usually.
Yeah, like oh, okay. Actually, here we go. I got a last one on old Mitch, I promise, but I needed to have it back into my memory banks here.
And Elaine Chow's a big Harvard donator.
Oh, God.
Remember Huma?
He's got that look on him like he's always surprised. Yeah, Huma, Harvard University Muslim alumni. So there's two Humas, right? There's that one, and then there's Huma Abedin as well. Abedin.
Multiple meanings, as we say in Q posts.
I'm just checking over the chat. CW2 Denny says the RBG memes were great. Yeah, and Chris Shaw says she's his handler, in my opinion. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, so Bamlo, so if he doesn't die, she says if he doesn't die, the governor picks the new guy. No, wait, if he dies in time. Yeah, so if he dies in time before the election, then they can get everything out, and then people can vote on the new election. But if he dies after that date, then it's the governor, I guess, puts him in. So my guess is they're going to wait for that date and then just have him slap somebody in there. I'll see if I can pull that.
Look at this article I have
certainly
right here, that his wife might be connected to 2020 U.S. election.
Oh, shit. China? From China? The American Report here. Cyberware attack on U.S.
Internet IP addresses owned by China Unicom and China Mobile Tieton. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. According to a forensic data analysis, were used to conduct a cyber warfare attack on 2020 U.S. elections, switch votes from President Trump to Joe Biden. Now, I don't know how legit this article is. That's the only problem.
2021.
No, legit, as in, does it have valid substance to it?
Oh, okay, I got you. Mary Fanning and Alan Jones.
But it would explain why she jetted to China if she's involved in this Chinese cyber espionage ring.
Let me just really quickly, and people in the chat, guys and gals out there, help me out really quick. And Mac, if you remember, wasn't Mary Fanning was that the woman's name that was helping the guy that made that friggin' program for the government that could go into all these different programs and essentially swap out votes and stuff? Oh God, what was that guy's name? It's been so long.
I don't, it's not ringing a bell.
Let me see. All right. Think of all the data breaches, all of them. As Mary Fanning said in Lindell's Absolute Proof, we have the data right down to the MAC addresses. We follow the threads. That's what Q-Snatch does. I caught them all. Let's see what happens. That's President Trump. That's interesting. I'm just trying to see. I'm like 99% sure that is the woman's name that helped write that program. Yes, Southern Patriots. Yes, Miss Lola. Thank you. Missy Lola. Hammer and Scorecard. You remember what I'm talking about now?
Yeah, yep.
Hammer.
She wrote it? She wrote Hammer and Scorecard?
I'm trying to...
NSA.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if she wrote it or if she was the one that exposed it. I'm just... Debunked conspiracy theories, yeah, okay. Alleging a secret supercomputer and software used to maintain election results, whatever. Claims primarily promoted by Mary Fanning and Alan Jones on the American Report. Narrative asserts that Dennis Montgomery, a former intelligence contractor described by critics as a con man, built the systems to steal the election for Biden in 2020 and Obama back in 2012. All right, so this whole idea that all of this is a debunked conspiracy theory, you can put that right in the shelf right next to Pizzagate. That debunked theory as well. So yes, that is legit, 100% legit.
I didn't know it was her that disclosed it.
Yeah, she was basically, she was out there doing videos and interviews. I had never interviewed her, but I
pretty
know
sure it's a
this is
real
legit.
thing by the NSA. If my research may not be in the Telegram, it's that far back that I did it, but it used to be on there.
Let's see.
All right, well, I'll have to find it, but we're going back some years here. But
Yeah.
Hammer and Scorecards was a real thing. I don't know if it was it was a supercomputer. I thought it was a program.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Wasn't it it was a program used like how you built how would you cook the ingredient? So you would cook a cake, but it was like reverse engineering that cake to the finished product all the way to each ingredient, and that's how it worked. But I have to go back and refresh my memory. I'm almost positive that's what it was. But there were like two separate functions. There was Scorecard and then there was Hammer. Hammer is also a unit in, I think, the Secret Service. It's like hazmat almost.
Oh, really? Dude, they have so much of this stuff. It's not even funny. And like the idea that, it's a debunked theory. Like I said, put it right next to friggin' Pizzagate because it's right there, dude. Right on there. All right, we got this one down. And that Poly Market, dude, it was going on to some of my stories.
Yeah, it was a NSA whistleblower who exposed Hammer and Scorecard software. Now, I'm clicking on the link I had probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and it's not coming up. It says not found now. That's hilarious. So, the internet's a weird thing.
Phone's like, anything else? Yeah, shut up. Didn't ask you. Okay. What the? You hearing this, dude? All right, stop. I'm literally Googling this or searching on it. So the key date to Kentucky's election for vacancies, but the races themselves on a regular cycle. Next regular election, as you know, is November 2nd, 2027. Come on. When is that date going to be? I don't want to keep you guys waiting forever. But anyways, great news. I have just been informed that one of the biggest, best, and smartest retailers in America, Walmart, will be lowering prices by a lot. At my administration's request to celebrate our great country's 250th birthday, Walmart will, in particular, be dropping the price for a pound of ground beef by almost 15% among many other products. This is a huge deal for the many millions of Americans who smartly shop at Walmart, which is a truly patriotic company that killed all the small businesses around your neighborhoods, who loves the USA. My administration is lowering prices that Joe Biden incompetently raised with the worst inflation crisis in history, total disaster along with the southern border, that botched withdrawal from Afghanistan, and many other failures. Just as I promised, oil prices are plummeting fast, and gas prices at the pump are dropping too. Just like egg and prescription drug prices, which I'm bringing down by historic levels. Walmart is stepping up in a big and bold way, and other retailers should follow the lead of these absolute patriots. Together, we will make America stronger and greater than ever before. President Donald J. Trump. So definitely need the prices of things to go down, dude, but I think also we need the dollar value, and kind of to what we were talking about earlier, needs to be maybe the dollar needs to be revalued a little bit, where these things don't cost that much and the dollar has more purchasing power behind it. Get a gallon of milk for $2.50 or something like that, $2 rather than $3, $4, $5 for a gallon. Everything just kind of got a little out of control, but he is doing his best to cut down the prices all around the way, dude. And I feel like he is implementing this parallel economy right along with us as he's doing this, and trying his best to keep it as least expensive as it can be for the majority of Americans, as he's doing the swap over. And I feel like that's what this kind of push back and forth is about, is that inevitably we're going to be under a better, different system.
Oh, 100%. I just sent in an article from the Department of Energy. There's been some really big announcements like this recently, but they have really reached criticality on a zero energy reactor.
Oh, snap. You don't say.
So one of the things to go along with what you're saying to drive down the prices of the dollar would be to get rid of the middlemen, and also energy needs to come down. Now, if we had
huge
energy that's almost unlimited and it's portable, then it's decentralized, as we've been pointing out with the remote, and President Trump's been saying about the remote reactors, that this will be able to contribute to the electrical grid. And he keeps saying we need twice as much energy. Well, here's how he's going to do it. If you want to read the article or scroll down,
yes.
But criticality is, and there's been so much comms and the pictures coming out from the Department of Energy, Department of War, and the White House on what a 0-point reactor would look like. It's like plasma looking. So I'll let you cover this.
Sure. Let me read this before, just after I show you this. And this is one of many in a row. Oh, God, figures it didn't show it up. Come on. Are you kidding me? All right, well, now I can actually show you guys them all, many in a row, and I don't have to show the different. Look at it, dude. This is the one I was clicking on to actually show you guys.
Yeah.
But then this one. We'll get back to these. I want to read this because this is interesting. This right here, dude, is huge, like absolutely monumental,
game changing. This is everything that we've been waiting for and more.
Absolutely. So the Department of Energy, U.S. Department of Energy meets President Trump's goal, delivers third advanced reactor criticality. Deployable Energy's demonstration reactor, Unity, successfully achieved criticality, marking the fulfillment of President Trump's executive order directing the Department of Energy to authorize 3 advanced reactors with the goal of achieving criticality in each by July 4th of 2026. As part of the U.S. Department of Energy Nuclear Energy Launch Pad Initiative, Deployable Energy's demonstration reactor Unity successfully completed a zero-power fueled criticality demonstration at Idaho National Laboratory. Unity, which achieved criticality late yesterday, is the third DOE-authorized advanced reactor to go critical by the 4th of July deadline set by President Trump in his May 2025 executive order. This criticality marks DOE's fulfillment of a precedent-setting directive to reignite nuclear energy innovation in the United States. Earlier this month, Antares Nuclear Mark O and Valar Atomic's Ward 250 reactors achieved criticality under DOE's reactor pilot program, making the United States the first country in history to achieve criticality in 3 unique advanced microreactor designs in a single month.
Unique reactor design. That means there's more than one. That's amazing. That's fantastic. And go ahead.
Say enough, you just can't say enough. If they can bring this out to the world, like, that is such a different world. Like, people have no idea. It is a completely different world. Such a big deal.
Yeah, and I think Trump is finally like getting to the fact that he knows something about it. You know, he talked. I think it was the last show he talked about his uncle, and then was it today or yesterday? He posted a bunch of pictures about his uncle, and those Tesla coils. Now, I don't know if that's a Tesla coil, but it looks like a coil that's used to generate static electricity, which is basically a Tesla's coil.
That's badass. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but again,
what they're testing, what they're doing there is beyond me, other than what the general functionality of those coils are.
Yeah, that's up. I think that's this up close. It looks like, right?
Yeah, and I'm still kind of curious. Yeah, it looks like a Tesla coil. So, very interesting. So much lore behind Tesla. Also, T. Townsend Brown. Look into him.
Very much into somewhat. Almost like that Tesla coil. I mean, I know it's a fountain, but like, you see the energy coming off it in the water. I might be Stretch Armstrong a little bit. Let's see if we can pull one. Has anybody made any on here? I mean, we've seen examples over the years, right? As I know you have as well. We've seen many examples of people that make like homemade stuff with like a magnet and some copper wrapped around whatever, and they just start spinning it. And it's like, well, wait, if you can get something to spin and forever, and you don't have to put any energy into it, like you literally just flick it once and it'll just keep going. That's a different type of, that's probably much lower type of information that I'm thinking about. But what is this? Tesla coil built a wire out of thin air. What the hell? So yeah, good placement for the cat, dude. What is this thing doing? The cat's like, I'm out. Content creators shared a plasma propulsion system created with a custom solid-state Tesla coil that generates 300,000 volts. Good idea. The system, which consumes around 2,000 watts of power and operates at a frequency, produces ionic thrust without using motors or gears. Yeah, but it also consumes 2,000 watts of power. So you need free energy devices. You know what I mean? You've seen the ones that I'm talking about.
Yeah, free energy device is completely different than a Tesla coil. But yeah, like they use magnets on a lot of times with free energy.
You see this last week too? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and the guy Heavy Pulp is the guy that made it. But yeah, I looked at it maybe once or twice, and the symbolism. Someone's got to write the script in order to do this. But there's some key things that I took away from the times that the people and the time frames that they're posting here. He mentions free energy in the lyrics, and whether or not we're ever going to get it. So I think the time frame around JFK is when all this time travel, free energy. Once I keep saying it, but once you unlock one, you have the potential to unlock the others, because it's all systematically in the same realm of science. Yeah. And so teleportation just came out. Did you know that?
Huh? No,
let's see.
I didn't know that. He's saying like, oh, the burgers are ready. He's
so,
like,
yeah, like
tell it to
remember
our
the
patients
missing.
out. You heard that, right?
No, that's not out, but it was like a thing that came up this past week. The missing scientist, I forget his name. Yeah, he was looking into teleportation or working with a company researching that. And with so there's been many stories of teleportation. I think we've gotten, in this video, there's Back to the Future shown, and the guy Doc is based off a real person. I think it's Doc Townsend Brown. So Back to the Future is based off of a real story, based off of this guy T. Townsend Brown, and a guy Jesse Michaels who does a bunch of interviews. He actually covers it a decent amount. He's kind of obsessed with the guy and looking into connections, but he's on the right trail with what was going on.
Oh, wow.
And you see the portal or the Stargate in the background. I think that shows Stargate. If you go watch SG-1, there's so much in there. All the Stargates have little hints in them. They're governmentally approved. The guy that was the main character in SG-1, MacGyver, he actually went and worked with the Air Force and how his role was being portrayed. So there's some truth to whatever's going on. Remember, it was in Colorado in the mountain. What's that mountain called?
Cheyenne.
Yep, Cheyenne Mountain. So they and then every episode they show the entrance to Cheyenne Mountain of that military base. So then you got what? This correlates to a Q post, doesn't
it? Dude, I just happened to notice this now as I'm watching it for, I don't know, the fourth or fifth time, but it says 4559 and then July 1st. Well, I put in 4559 and it goes out perfectly, and it happens to be a delta for July 1st. And of course, this is I believe a regular person, heavy pulp, freshly squeezed visual amalgamations. But when you go over to the 4559 drop and put that in, 4559 July 1st, and it's very telling for this dude. And it talks about what we are missing, a time when our children stood at attention with the pride, put their hand on the heart, and in one united voice recited the Pledge of Allegiance. And strength and honor meant something. There's a time when we were grateful, right? There's a time when our accomplishments meant something, when these United States of America, one nation under God, was united. Not all this negativity and blah, 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 and Trump, derangement syndrome. It gets all this pushback with wanting to do what? Clean up the country, get rid of crime, and get rid of the corruption that seems to be at every turn. That's all he gets is guff for it all. But dude, yeah, that's perfect. That was a perfect one to put in there. That this dude Heavy Pulp did.
Here's a question for. I've been pondering myself, and it's kind of funny, and I think everyone else will have a fun ponder on this. If aliens are from the future, why is it that we can't go back? They're saying in science we can't go back in the past, so we're contradicting ourselves. So someone's lying.
Yeah, that we are that the Greys that are visiting us are basically us from the future coming back in time.
So the truth's going to come out more or less. We probably can go back in time, and science saying that was a lie. I think they were purposely staying away from that angle, possibly. But there's a big lie right there, and I've been pondering it, and it's like, which one's which?
I was watching a video earlier today, and it had to do with, you remember that little kid, the blonde kid from 5-6 years ago, talking about the Mandela effect, and he was talking about different variations. But that video came up again, and I guess the kid, somebody found him.
He's grown up. What does he have to say now?
Because they said basically the kid went missing or whatever. I don't think he got into it. And actually, you know what? Not biggest fan, but you know what? I think we should play some of this because we're talking about portals here, right? Like things like this. And do we have to worry about this stuff? And this guy will touch on this a little bit. So I think it's actually pretty good to. I think this is the video that I looked at earlier. Let's take a listen here.
CERN is shut down, and it just got creepier. I'm sure by now you've heard they're stopping all the LHC experiments for 4 years. This sounds like a good thing, right? Unfortunately, there's way more to this story. I'm sure most of you have experienced the Mandela effect.
Okay, I'm going to 100% prove and explain to you.
Now, dude, do you remember this? Any of these things being different, like than what they are now? Like I 100,000,000% remember the cornucopia for sure.
Yeah, they had that.
Right, and I can't be certain on the Fruit Loops and stuff, but you know, Pikachu, I don't know.
Some of this stuff I think is possibly part of MK Ultra and seeing what they can get away with changing in front of us, and that's part of changing our past. There could be a huge sick experiment going on here with this. You know, us questioning our reality. But yeah, I do remember certain things being like, what was it, the Berenstein Bears?
Yes.
That's how I remember them. They're called Berenstein Bears. There was no other way of saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Berenstein.
What are they
not
saying?
The Berenstain. Not Berenstain. Berenstein Bears. And
yeah.
Jif. Yeah, we always used to say we wanted Jiffy. Not Jif. And Oscar Mayer for me, I always remember going. I used to say Oscar Mayer, like with an E. But when it came to mayor, like the mayor, I made a mental note of that. Like that's how you're actually supposed to spell it. So yeah, and I don't know, Jiffy. You remember Jiffy? I remember Jiffy, but now they get Jif apparently. I don't know. Choosy moms choose Jif. I remember that commercial.
How the Mandela effect works and why we've all experienced this and why it's so shocking. So look at this. You remember Pikachu? Didn't he have that black spot?
All right, so we don't need to revisit this part because he's basically talking about all these different things.
Is this
part? This is what you want to listen to. Go ahead. You got a question before I go on?
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
This is, I guess, this kid Max. Yeah, I to be honest with you, I didn't continue on after this segment here.
This is our original timeline, right? But as soon as this starts, we are infinitely catapulted into an infinite number of parallel universes. And somewhere infinity down the line, here's our universe, right? And then we're constantly shifting into alternate universes as we speak. And that expansion of infinite universes is our reality as we know it in time. So therefore, if there are other universes, they're next to ours. And this actually relates to my theory of the Mandela effect and how the particle accelerator altered the weight of one electron and therefore destroyed our universe and shifted us into the universe that's directly next to it, and therefore things are different in this universe.
So you believe that this thing that some people call the Mandela effect is actually real?
Oh, absolutely real.
So he believes that CERN, I'm guessing he believes CERN blew us up. Nobody noticed it, but we all got thrown into a different dimension. I mean, it doesn't seem plausible that we would all go through something like that, and maybe there's some explanation as to why nobody would recognize it or notice it. I don't know, but for me, that's kind of the obstacle with that, dude. Like, how did we all get plopped onto a different reality and nobody seemed to notice, other than we're noticing some things are off, like an A used to be an E or vice versa?
Well, I think he kind of hinted at it. If you change the weight of an electron, that changes matter in general. So it will function differently. I mean, that part makes sense, but I don't know if CERN can actually do that. To be honest with you, so you know.
Well, they're going to be upgrading it apparently.
This theoretical physics kind of intrigues me in a way, and then you can overthink it a lot of ways. There was a science fiction series that came out. It was called Counterpart, and it kind of, I think it's called Counterpart. I'm looking at it, and I believe it's the series. There's about 20 episodes, and it's about them. I think they created two worlds, and essentially, you know, they can, through this portal, they can get into one world and the other, and they experience different realities. So I don't know how true that stuff is. It is a possibility. I think so, because that guy J.K. Simmons, I think that's the guy that's in it. If you scroll over his name there on the right, down starring right there, that guy.
Okay. I like him as an actor.
Yeah, and it's an interesting series, and it's one of those science fiction plot lines that makes you think. And there's been a bunch of them. One was that Quantum Leap show where you could teleport your consciousness to a body somewhere along in different time. Now, if you think about it, that is a possibility. And they're pointing us in the direction of this hidden science of consciousness. Everything's about consciousness. I've even heard that like Jesus Christ is his whole story was about our consciousness. I don't know, I came across it. I don't know how translatable it is, but it makes sense given the fact that we keep running into this kind of word and how it applies to this alien technology. and some of these storylines to past episodes of TV or movie plot lines. So
very interesting stuff.
I just absorb it and kind of apply it to what if it's possible.
True. Let me see. What was this comment? This was really good. Bliss M says, "My baloney has a first name," and yes, I remember it well. Remember the commercial? My baloney has a first name. OSEAR.
Yeah.
And yeah, Nuke Hayes in the chat wrote, Mandela died in prison in the late 80s, early 90s. And some people remember that. Some people remember him being in prison. Some people remember him being out of prison.
I kind of remember that too, but I also think it could have been they used it as like an operation. Like he may have died, but then they found a double to play out whatever they wanted him to play out.
Anything's possible at this point.
And we've had evidence of similar things kind of happening in history. There's lots of German Nazis that apparently have killed themselves or died, but we can't find their bodies. So I just, I wonder.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Let me thank a couple folks here. Apparently this was from the last show. G-Fonts dropped a $1 holler, says, LOL, even in the TV show Cheers, they always called Norm character Normie all the time. Hey, what's up there, Normie? And so thank you for that, brother. And then my brother D Starboy gifted out 5 subscriptions to the channel. I'm going to have to give him some golfing lessons soon, or rather he's going to need to give me some golfing lessons soon on PGA Tour. He's kicking the crap out of me every time we play. So thank you for that, brother. And then Jay Back dropped in, JBAK on Rumble, dropped a $20 Rumble rant. Says, good evening, Patriots. Thank you, gentlemen. Much love, all U.S. Pray emoji U.S. So thank you for that one. Now, dude, earlier in the show, go ahead.
I've ran across, I have so much notes. I don't usually have this many notes, but this week's been crazy.
Cool.
And one about the Elon post. They do say where we go one, we go all. That was interesting.
We go on.
So, there's confirmation of quantum. Yeah, and just like the JFK, pointing out JFK. We always keep getting that comms, but it seems like a very pivotal moment in time where a lot of things were going on, even things that hopefully come to light. Sounds like elements have been hidden from us that have to do with this UFO stuff, possibly.
You have no idea what I've been going through these last days, bro.
This technology stuff goes back to World War II, at least. It's so wild. Somebody just went to Germany and they went to one of the concentration camps, and I was like, I don't want to give away who they were, so I'm just going to leave out the details. But like, was it just Jewish people that died? Like, no, there were a lot more than just Jewish people that died there. So that whole narrative was to cover up, I think, a lot of secrets. We'll say, yeah, human experimentation was definitely going on. Were they doing this because they had their hands on certain technology or ideas of technology going forward? I don't know. Hopefully that comes out, but this all is intertwined in our history, and I can't wait for them to drop it on us, as they say.
Yeah, because and we're talking about a couple of different things here. Like Mac said, I was talking about like a free energy device, whereas he was talking about like Tesla and the Tesla coil. And the best I understand, Mac, I don't know if anybody, I know you maybe have dug into it a little bit deeper than most, but like as far as, have you ever dug into like what was allegedly in the box? Because what I was told essentially was like he made these boxes, and the box would go outside on a pole, and it would essentially take in energy from the ionosphere, is the best I could understand it. And then when he went to go get some funding for it, they asked him like, well, how do you meter it, right? Like they want to know how to charge people for like, you know, megawatt usage, like an electric company. And he's like, no, you just sell them the box, and there you go. And they were like, yeah, no, not going to happen. But my guess is that was something that's pulling something and transforming the energy in our ionosphere in some way, shape, or form to be able to use it for electric usage. I don't know how much of that I got right or wrong, but that's what I remember.
I mean, I don't even quite understand everything about it as well. But it's pulling energy from the ether, as they would call it. That's one thing they used to teach about, was the ether. And
Yes.
ether was spelled AETHER, aether. And that is alchemical too. If you look into some, I never really thought I'd look into that stuff, but I have been. And, you know, like red mercury's been mentioned in the past, and there's videos of red mercury, and they say that that's not really possible. Guess what it is? You know, there was so much experimentation with mercury that the people were dying, so they kind of found out the hard way. But there's many uses to mercury. Where were we going with this?
We're just talking about the box.
It's drawing energy. You know, there's a charge in the atmosphere, and you can pull from it, and there's even more energy that's stored in between, you know, keeping our smallest parts of any type of matter together. So when you break apart that energy, that's, I think, where you get the hydrogen bomb and stuff, the atomic bomb.
Nuclear force.
You can still, it's always in the air, so you can draw from it, and you're not taking away from it, because it's always being produced by the earth, that electromagnetic field. And I think he's pulling from that field. Our eyes only access a very small percentage of what light is. And, you know, we have all different types of light, X-ray, you've got microwaves, you've got gamma rays, beta rays, electromagnetic rays. So one of those rays, you know, many different rays could be a way to do different things.
Yeah, I'm looking that up now too. What is it? 0.5% or it's like 0.005%?
It's small. I want to say like 2%.
Oh, wow. Dude, this is crazy. Is that right? Reading the rainbow for NNA missions, it says the entire rainbow of radiation that the human eye can see makes up just 0.0035% of the spectrum. So I don't know if that means what we're seeing from the visible spectrum here, but this is what this thing is.
I think it's also has to do with maybe how our brains process that light and make it into something we can understand. So there's our eyes process the light, then our brains, how would you say that? Our eyes take in the light, our brains process it to make it into something of matter. Now, if we didn't have our brains to put together, what would it look like? Would it be just a bunch of vibrating and waves and particles, possibly? But we're just all vibrating. Everything's just a vibrating entity.
Yes, everything vibrates. Like even so, people that are, if you're at a desk right now, you can knock on the desk and it feels like your finger is touching it, right? And if you hit something, it feels like you hit it. But they say that we never actually hit it, dude, right? Like if you punch a punching bag, they say that your knuckles or whatever never actually touch them because of the, I don't know, space in between or whatever. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but like everything's oscillating essentially. Everything's oscillating at a certain speed. And my guess is the more it oscillates, the more pliable it would be. And again, I'm not a scientist in any way, shape, or form at all, even close.
Well, there's resonance too. So there's like several different factors that play into it, and resonance is a big factor. So you have frequency, resonance, and I think wavelength.
Nice. All right. I got a funny one that you dropped, and then we're gonna go because you asked about Mr. Mr. Soon-to-be governor, soon-to-be ex-governor Newsom a little while ago, but you got a couple funny ones. I don't know. I think.
Then there was a couple pictures there of, the Department of War, so forth, showing some comms. Oh, this is funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I got all those two locked up and ready to go for you as well. This is just a funny 1990s WWE. Your uncle showing up with the good illegal fireworks. Jake the Snake Roberts coming up with the snake there, and then this one you had put in that was pretty funny. Soccer one there. I gotta turn stupid music off so we ain't gotta get a copyright strike. So somebody put some wavy motion in the thing that makes it look like they're all dancing. Are they just swinging the thing around the whole screen?
I don't know what they're doing with the screen. They just make their hips move, and it's kind of funny.
That is damn funny. Oh, Lisa. Mbappe. There you go. Mbappe. Oh, no. Oh, no. Now they're having sex on the ground. That's freaking good, though. Pretty cool little effects there for sure. You gotta love it. You gotta love technology, right? But you did mention Mr. Gavin Newsom, and he came out with a response and that nobody asked him for. So here we go. Let's pop this bad boy on.
Let me speak directly to anyone considering helping President Trump interfere with our election or our count. If you violate California's laws, if you interfere with our voters, tamper with our ballots, or meddle in our election, you will be prosecuted. Doesn't matter who gave the order. That's why I'm moving forward with new legislation that would make it a felony to seize ballots before the vote has been certified by state and county officials. We will be the wall he cannot get past, because we believe that once an election is decided, the winner governs for everyone. That's the architecture of American liberty. Donald Trump, he doesn't believe in that.
One more time, just the very first 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I cannot believe this moron came out and did this.
Let me speak directly to anyone considering helping President Trump interfere with our election or our count. If you violate California's laws, if you interfere with our voters, tamper with our ballots, or meddle in our election, you will be prosecuted. Doesn't matter who gave the order. That's why I'm moving forward with new legislation that would make.
Dude, how crispy is this guy? His eyes looked all sorts of glazed over, bro. Absolutely. But dude, he is panicking, and he should be, because he is essentially screwed, bro. He is toast.
Yeah, that's all. He's just gonna, like he said, he's gonna be a wall. He's gonna obstruct. That's basically what he's gonna be doing. And he's trying to think ahead of what could happen, because he knows there's so much fraud in the elections. So a bunch of lawyers too are involved in trying to get ahead of this. I think it's kind of funny.
Dude,
everyone's saying you're going to prison. I think it's totally correct.
You're going to prison. You made it illegal to show your ID when voting in California. Now you want to put people in jail if they want to make sure you're not cheating? Give me a break. I mean, there's so many of these. Once an election decided, who actually decides the election, Mr. Newsom? I mean, and if you see, like, I'm going to make it a felony for anybody to try to touch those ballots before county, state officials. That's before you get your little grubby fingers on there and start doing some finagling with the digits there. Dude, always with the hands with this guy, too. He's always so freaking handsy all the time. But he is essentially a dude that is in hot water, and I cannot wait to see what goes on here. Now, let's see if this has something to do with that as well, maybe.
A letter to every governor in
No, we're going to pop this one up here. And remember, every governor in America includes California.
In a letter to every governor in America, no one had ever held.
Don't like it when it's not loud enough. Go. Loud.
In a letter to every governor in America. In a letter to every governor. In a letter to every governor in America. No one had ever held the states accountable. The federal government funds the food stamp program. We send hundreds of millions of dollars a day to the states, but there'd never been a back end accountability on how is that money getting spent. So we asked all the states to partner with us. It's time to have accountability. The red states, of course, did. And with that red state data, we found 200,000 dead people getting food stamps. We found 500,000 people that were getting more than one benefit. And y'all, this was in the red states. The blue states wouldn't give us the data. They're suing us. We're in massive litigation right now, looking to cut those funds off until they give us that data. But the fraud is so rampant and so stunning that when the president, the vice president, and our team talks about, when we can root all this fraud out, we're going to really be able to cut the deficit, make sure we're protecting the taxpayer, but also make ssure we're protecting the families that rely.
Dude, can you imagine once all of the fraud is gone, how much better this country could be? It is just amazing to me. And he said all of that you just heard was all about the red states because the blue states won't even hand it in. It's so bad. Like, dude, they're looking at some serious charges, I'm thinking, because they're going to try to obfuscate this stuff, and they don't obviously want to contribute to the investigation of their own crimes, right? So they're going to try to block it. But finding that much fraud, 200,000 people in just the red states, I mean, dude, I guarantee you have a lot more than that in just California alone. New York, California separately by themselves have more alone than all the red states combined. I guarantee. I can all but guarantee it, dude.
Oh, yeah, 90% at least. But there's Gavin Newsom's going to be a little perturbed. There's an article I put down there.
Just 1 second really quick, because you found this last week and I didn't have a clue of what this was. I thought this was interesting.
Yeah, I did a little bit more digging, and the State Department actually runs USAID's X account now. It's been taken over.
We're shutting this place down, dude. That's freaking great.
So that's from the State Department.
Yeah,
thanks, Marco.
Marco's been really busy. This last one here?
Yeah, that's it.
California. We're going to California.
That's pretty good. So there's many ways to expose this fraud, I think, is what we're being kind of hinted at.
Yeah, for sure. Gavin Newsom's California to share driver's license data that could expose, let's scratch that out and put will expose illegal immigrants, right? More than 1 million undocumented immigrants in California are facing high stakes reckoning. The California Department of Motor Vehicles will soon be sharing the driver's license details and identification data with other states through a national database, exposing those without a social security number. The Democratic legislatures authorized $55 million in California's new state budget that the DMV would use to feed the data to the state-to-state verification service and a nonprofit-run SPEX database. Dork. This system, run by American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators, is designed to capture the last 5 digits of the Social Security number, and those who do not have one would have a default 99999 appear on their records. California's Assembly Bill 60 allows illegal immigrants to receive a driver's license, but the AB 60 licenses look a bit different than the usual ones. The front and back of the licenses specifically mention that the document is subject to federal restrictions. Heck yeah, that it there. State officials say that California's participation in the data sharing system is crucial for the federal department's Real ID Act to work. Yeah, if the Golden State does not comply with it, then the Department of Homeland Security can refuse to accept the state-issued IDs at airports. The plan was earlier rejected by lawmakers because it lacked the necessary safeguards for illegal immigrants. Now, the legislation comes with added protections for those at risk. Quote, the established safeguards limit the information shared to the minimum necessary, said H.D. Palmer, spokesperson for Newsom's Department of Finance, reports Cal Matters. Under the revised legislation, the Attorney General could sue the nonprofit and any states if they violate the data sharing agreements. There would also be a public sharing of all the data requests that the agency fulfills. The DMV would need to submit a final monitoring plan by July of 27, and beginning in 2030, the state auditor will inspect whether the data sharing guidelines are being followed or not. So, dude, they're finding ways, right, to make these people comply, and they're not going to comply outright and openly. They're going to have to kind of jump through these hoops.
It's an all-out war in trying to stop this stuff, so they got to do whatever angle they can on both the good and the bad side. So they're starting the implementation of this stuff, which is great. Real ID is one of the trump cards, I think. Each state is pretty much following that, and that proves that you're a citizen. So it's being integrated. It's already been integrated essentially, and if you're an illegal, then you don't have a real ID, then you're not going to be able to vote, and that's how easy it'll be.
Should be right.
Yeah, and like you said, all these Democrat states aren't participating because they're most likely to have the most fraud. I think all the states have some fraud. But
yeah, lots of it too. Now, dude, this is a little, this isn't really even for story. This is more for like, are you going to go get one? Because I've just decided I 100% need to go get one of these. And I want to get rid of my driver's license. So, I don't know. Do you have a passport?
Mine's expired. I gotta keep pushing it off. I got to go get one. So I can't wait to have this. It's going to look cool.
Yeah, definitely going to get one too. And then, again, maybe I can hand in my driver's license to the DMV and tell them I don't want their plates and have them unregister your vehicle. That would be a whole different story. That's after the Constitution stuff.
Do have an interesting clip from Mike Benz about USAID and the HIV program.
Sure.
They were involved in that. We talked about how USAID and the rap industry, how that's pretty much gone.
Oh, yeah.
USAID was funding to the creation of the COVID-19 virus. Anybody knew that? There's just so much fraud with them. It's unbelievable. It was like a slush fund for the CIA and all their programs as well.
Let me just do this.
Maybe we can find a little bit.
Yeah, we'll just kind of talk about it in the back because, like you said, it's a 4 or 5 minute clip. But HIV programs as a cover for running weapons, essentially. Perfect excuse for the program's goals. USAID used HIV program in Cuba to foment rebellion. So, like all this stuff, we think we're helping all these other countries. Hopes of ginning up rebellion for undercover folks. USAID Trump soft power suicide, and she's evil too. But yeah, this is basically more supplemental information on this. An Obama administration program secretly dispatched young Latin Americans to Cuba using the cover of health and civic programs to provoke and foment rebellion, right? So they're doing it all over the world. And when they don't have the money to do this stuff anymore.
Who else was big with that? Bill Gates.
Yes. Oh, he was helping people all around the world, right? Wasn't he kicked out of a few African countries recently too? Like,
I think he's wanted for crimes against humanity in India, at least, if not Africa.
Might be wanted for sure. All right, I got a couple of Charlie Kirk trial things and related stuff here, but before we get to that,
did you know Erica Kirk's eyes aren't really blue?
I had no idea what you're talking about at all. I don't know what you mean. Oh, wait. Erica Kirk wears bright blue colored contact lenses as a cosmetic choice. Older photos from her Miss Arizona USA days and pre-public spotlight show her natural eye color as brown. Colored contacts are common for style, photo shoots, and aesthetic preference among public figures. No deeper reason stated. What do you mean? Those are fake? Dude, wouldn't that hurt wearing those all the time?
I don't know, but
I mean, I couldn't tell you. I don't wear I've never put a contact in my eye that I'm aware of. But
it's just strange that someone passes for blue eyes all the time.
Looks Maxon. But I think you might find this one funny. If not for the information in the story, at least the jab the dude gave him, which I think was pretty funny here. I don't know if you've seen this or not. You got Ian Carroll, this clown here, going back and forth about the 30-06, which again, I'll state for my personal preference, I don't believe Charlie Kirk was shot with the 30-06. I think I would go to my grave on that one just for the mere damage it would do. It would have come close to taking his head off, in my opinion. So I'm just going to state that. But so, all right, here we go. So starts off with Ian Carroll saying, "Oh, Special Forces sniper thinks this is a logical trajectory for 30-06 carrying 2,000 plus foot-pounds of force. Turns out, according to Matt's expert opinion, bullets turn at immediate sharp angles when they contact soft flesh, and then next don't explode when they absorb energy implicit, the change of deflection. Then said bullet does more right angle turns, and the neck still intact, and then the bullet carries through force to penetrate all the way down to the heart, pulverizing the vertebrae all the way down. Bold strategy, Tardio. Good luck with that." So then he responded and says, this guy comes in and says, "It appears what Matt says is correct. When a bullet comes in at an angle, it deflects the opposite way, firing from outside going in." And then they say it deflects. So I don't know what this is, but at the least, this was funny. Matt Tardio says, podcast veteran, combat sniper, says, "Of course what I said is correct. I was a Special Forces sniper, and Ian Carroll's show was a pizza delivery boy." I thought at least for that comedy relief part of it, it was worth showing. But again, I don't know about all this bullet spin stuff. But if this guy is trying to say that Charlie
I've got a
was
video
shot with that,
them
Not
shooting
buying it.
that gun against at the exact same distance, and it's a bunch of meat and bones, and it like explodes.
oh, makes toothpicks out of it, dude. Yeah, it just completely
so
shatters
I
it.
think
so.
I'm curious if that microphone that was on his shirt was
A
the
lavalier.
device that took him out, but
Possible.
and we have evidence of that through what, cell phones exploding.
Yep, pagers,
no.
beepers.
I just, one can only speculate at this point, but it's just not adding up. Hopefully they clear it up at some point. I think, isn't the trial starting soon? Where I think Erica had to show up for court today.
Yes. Actually, I have a couple of clips. I had no plan on doing this, but somebody on Pilled is playing this right now, so I wanted to show you this if you hadn't seen it. I just thought it was probably one of the best Freebird renditions ever. You see that, dude? That was freaking funny.
Yeah, I did.
Boom, bada, boom. I mean, that's a lot of bullets for one song there. But yeah, I do have some clips of the case. Apparently, it was a little bit earlier here. We got some interesting parts here.
All right, your body cam footage that I reviewed appears to end
One side
while
audio.
you're still on the roof. Do you know why that is?
I think the battery went dead. It was right at that moment.
And do you know, did you ever, why that is?
I think the battery went dead. It was just right at that moment.
Okay. And do you know, did you ever turn it back on that day or go get it, I don't know, what do you have to do, charge it or stick a new battery in it? I don't even know.
Usually dock it, but no, I didn't go back. It was too chaotic running around.
So that 27-minute and 35-second body cam that starts when you're at the Hall of Flags and ends while you're still on the roof, but haven't put the crime tape up yet, that's the only body cam you have that day?
Yes.
Nice, huh? So it says UVU police officer body cam, battery went dead right during the crucial time after he allegedly found the screwdriver on the roof of the Low C Center building. Why are all the cameras not working in the Charlie Kirk case? Interesting, right? The screwdriver for the alleged 30-06 that would have needed to have been broken down, that he allegedly shot, broke the gun down, went into the woods, decided to hide the gun, but before hiding it, put it back together, making it bigger, and then hid it. That's what we're supposed to believe. Okay. But hey, Mac, there's no camera, the batteries die. It's an imperfect world, right? Oh my God.
I wonder if they're going to show a huge operation in this.
It doesn't look like
it doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, just 27 minutes. The only footage he has of that day.
Right? Just 27 minutes, no biggie. See what we got here. Hopefully this is loud enough.
Joel Impulse, who was taking coverage of the event. They provided
Carol
video
Farnsworth
to us that they had captured on September 10th of
And do you know who or how that video was collected from Visual Impulse?
Yeah, Mr. Farnsworth originally provided, I believe, a flash drive to Lieutenant O'Brien with one of the local agencies. And a short time after that, on September 10th, he provided downloadable versions, electronic versions to Agent Mortensen. And an 1102 was collected from 6th, 2020.
So an 1102 was prepared by someone.
That means he transferred it.
Yes, Terrell Farnsworth was the individual that prepared it, and in preparation for this, I spoke to him personally regarding that.
Do you know what his association is with Visual?
I believe he's the owner-operator, director of the company.
And then who collected that 1102 statement from Mr.
Agent Mortensen, who collected it.
You know that because Agent Mortensen told you?
He provided it to me. Mentioned I subsequently spoke to Terrell Farnsworth personally regarding his statement.
What do you think of that, brother? So the SD card was removed, as we showed numerous times, right, in numerous videos, and it didn't make sense at all, did it? The dude, oh well, I wanted to preserve evidence, so he took the SD card out, but they handed the investigator a flash drive. Why wouldn't they give them the direct thing that they removed themselves? That's my question. That would be my major question for there.
Usually give them the original, and that is
Right?
suspicious. Yes.
Oh,
and other news, unfortunately, U.S. lost in
It's
the
over
World
already?
Cup. I know. I can't believe it. I just checked the score. 2-1. Did they lose? Yep.
No.
The final.
No. See. 2 hours? I thought soccer games were like 3 hours or so. Right?
45 or 90 minutes usually. 45-minute halves, then you got a intermission of, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes.
Dude, why is my Twitter showing like
Am I getting this
girls-
wrong? Or it's halftime. All right.
Oh, thank God, dude. Why? Wait,
Yeah,
what's
good,
the score?
Good. It's 2-1 Belgium right now.
Okay,
So
okay.
we still have 45 minutes, it looks like. All right, good. Because
Dude.
I can't bring up my feed. I got subscribed to Peacock to watch it. Everything's in Telemundo. I watch it in Spanish. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna
the guy
show-
just yells goal and it's great. I'm like, oh.
All right, I'm going to show you this real quick. So I'm blocking the screen. It's nothing, naked or whatever, but just so you can see what I'm searching for here. FIFA USA. Why is this stuff coming up? And I don't ever look at naked stuff on Twitter, but it's a bunch of girls bent over with clothes on, but showing like a USA flag.
I think it has to do with how many people have liked it and viewed it.
Oh God, dude. Yeah, it must be 202,000 likes. Yeah, it's so basic.
And that one's AI, I think.
I'll just show this. This isn't bad. I mean, you guys can see what I'm searching for here. FIFA USA, and then you're getting all this
an AI person
weird stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't even know. But yeah,
all right,
so
good.
now,
So it's only halftime. All right.
Hey, geez. All right, we can do this. We can do this. Comeback, guys. Let's do it. Let's do the comeback here. We can do this. We certainly can do this. Okay, what else do we got? I thought this was a funny one, dude. Update. President Trump has infuriated Democrats by posting this. Over 273 Americans have been shot since the war in Iran began. In Chicago. Oh, and again, like you mentioned earlier, Mac, everything's been very quiet lately, right, over there?
Yeah, and there is some things going on in the background. The FBI, the director of FBI in Chicago got replaced. And there have been some arrests that they just announced in Chicago. Here's one article. I'm just going to fire them in the chat for you.
Okay. Yeah, I do have a couple of other things too we can get into. If you guys want to see more Charlie stuff, let me know. Otherwise, we can
I thought there was more, but
you're totally good. You totes good.
Yeah, there's a new operation. It's called Operation New Dawn, and that's the one. Well, that's
Special Agent in Charge, Douglas. Again, dude. Anybody else seeing this that I'm seeing again?
The Podesta?
Again. And what was the lady's name that wore the wire against Newsom? Alexis Podesta. So here we go.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 3 Podestas rolling around, or 4 at least. Special agent in charge Douglas De Podesta departing as head of FBI Chicago. Was told the surprise announcement was made on Wednesday by his superiors. In a message to his team, he wrote, "I never backed down from a fight as long as it meant our personnel could continue serving FBI's mission. Unfortunately, that has proven unpopular over time, and my departure is a consequence of that. My last day with the FBI will be next Monday, July 6. De Podesta worked in the Chicago field office for nearly 25 years as a field agent before leaving Chicago and moving up in the agency through positions in Detroit and Memphis. Returned as the boss of Chicago just days before the start of the 24 DNC. The announcement of his departure came the same day U.S. Attorney from the Northern District of Illinois, Andrew Boutros, met with U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche in Washington, D.C. The drop in crime Chicago experience last year has been framed by Chicago PD leaders as a collective effort among their partnerships with the FBI and ATF. It was not immediately known who or what Podesta was referring to when he said his efforts were unpopular over time. Dude, my guess is that he is a resistor or a person that is not doing what needs to be done to get the mission accomplished, which is clean up our damn streets, which 273 people dying since what, February? I think this Iran conflict started roughly the same time I started the field grade system, right? Wasn't it like early February? I'm pretty sure. So 5 months.
We know Chicago's a big center for crime. So
Chirac.
They have that in the next article, that new operation, and they've got a bunch of arrests the first 60 days.
I likes it.
Is it at the bottom?
Second one, right? United States Attorney Andrew S. Boutros announces results from Operation New Dawn. 179 defendants. Mac, let me see my math really quick. Wait, there's a 17. Here it is right there. Oh, wait. 9 plus 1 is, 7. 17. 179 defendants charged in approximately 60 days. Well, you know what? Let me... U.S. Attorney Andrew S. Boutros announces results from Operation New Dawn. 179 defendants charged in approximately 60 days as part of first of its kind spring and summer anti-violence initiative in Chicago area. And again, I will note that 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 7 is 17. 179 individuals were charged across 140 newly filed cases as part of a massively successful Operation New Dawn, first of its kind badgeless enforcement initiative in Chicagoland that focuses on single mission for roughly 60 days to set aside barriers and focus extensively on disrupting violence in Chicago and Rockford areas by arresting the worst of the worst offenders who would then face federal criminal prosecution. This operation described as badgeless because multiple federal agencies came together under the banner of the United States flag as opposed to the shield of any agency, and doing so shared accountability and unified mission-minded anti-violence work in the Northern District of Illinois starting in the spring and continuing into the summer in special recognition of our nation's 250th birthday. Dude, interagencies working together to make an arrest that adds up to 17. I'm loving that.
It's great.
Hell yeah, good find on that one, dude. Badgeless operation, all these different ones coming into one. I am loving it. What do you guys
like
thinking?
a militia almost.
What are you guys thinking? Everybody alive in the chat out here? What you guys doing? What you guys saying? I see. Yes. Oh, and we didn't really get to touch on that. I don't think we did. Did we get to touch on the fact that Luna was bringing out MK Ultra again last week?
I was just looking at that on my piece of paper. Like, we haven't gotten to MK Ultra yet.
Yeah, because I know I covered it in the beginning of the week, and sometimes the show is like, I don't know if we covered it last week or not.
We have mentioned it. We have not. I don't think we've covered it.
Yeah,
because
so I mean,
it didn't come out the congressional hearing. Did we cover? I don't know if we did. I don't think we did because I have notes down for it.
I'd have to look. Let me see.
I think we did cover some of it, and then since then there's been some things that have come out.
Luna. Well, first off, let's just say that I think that this reemergence of it coming back out is more for the normies, more for like a repeat is necessary thing, more than it's for us, because it needs to be, people need to be reminded of this stuff, I believe. And, we've all been discussing this at, pretty much every few months. We all always bring up something or something about it, right? But I think this is more for the normies. Let's see if I can pull this up, because I know I had one from, I think, last week.
I've got an interview from RFK talking about MK Ultra, which is good.
Ooh, no, I haven't seen that one.
And then there's another one about the hearing here that I'm just throwing them into the chat for you.
Let's listen.
But I mentioned this to like my parents for a long time. They didn't really understand it. I'm glad it's coming out because it involves all generations. Like we've all been subjected to MK Ultra, whatever the next part of it was. And it's very multi-layered. There's many different ways they've done it. And I don't know how else to describe it than MK Ultra and how it's been, acted upon on the American people and the world. So go ahead.
Sure. Let's take a listen to this one first, and then we'll listen to RFK after that. Here we go.
There's no entry or exit wound. How they're designed is to make the target feel like they're crazy, like they're imagining things, especially on the low duration, the low intensity, long duration hits.
Are either of you aware of any individuals who have AHI symptoms have passed away from their ailments?
I do.
I do.
Have any of you three panelists ever seen one of these weapons?
I have seen a 1991 version of the weapon, and it looks like a satellite dish with a unit this size attached to it. And of course, over the years, miniaturization has been possible. Obviously, there's a limitation to how miniaturized it can be because of the antenna size, which is always related to the wave. But still, it is something that can be well contained in the trunk of a car or even a large backpack.
That's banana. And dude, so they're talking about different weapons that would kill you and not leave a mark. They got all sorts of nasty stuff, dude. What was one of them? They were using like a shell of some kind of poison inside of it.
I'm not sure about that one. I know an example was MUFON. Back in the beginning days, they had suspected the Russians had infiltrated it. So they used one of these devices against a guy who was an ex-military dude. And they would transmit voices into his head talking about an alien invasion. The guy went into the psychiatric ward believing all this stuff, but it was being implanted by the government. So this stuff's real. Now think about the Cuban, what is it, the Cuban syndrome, whatever it's called?
Havana, yep.
Havana syndrome. That's part of this as well. How they're able to transmit frequencies into the brain to affect you. And they're just different variations of it. One, transmits thoughts or voices. Another one can actually affect your brain and hurt you. So
discombobulate you.
Let's see how. Yeah, I mean, and let's see what RFK has to say.
Yeah,
it's also relevant.
Oh, maybe I can unmute the tab there, Mike. I do that just so it doesn't start playing when we're not.
All right. One thing to also make note, and I'm not sure if he brings it up here, is MK Ultra is directly related to Operation Paperclip and to the Nazis. I think there's another operation that I'm missing in my head, but they brought it over from Nazi Germany, these techniques. So you can play it now, but this is very important because it's a long lineage of how they.
And it's another 2 minutes. I mean, he's basically spitballing the the same stuff. And dude, are you noticing like the amount of energy this dude has? I'm wondering if he's like on something. He's just never stops moving. But
he's always taking whatever health stuff. So I'm sure there's some natural highs. He's
all jacked up. But yeah, I mean, the things that they were doing, all not good, right? And, you know, all for crumbling societies and humans and governments. And I wonder if how many of our presidents were put through this stuff, dude. Like, I can all but guarantee Bill Clinton. You know, we've all seen, or I'm sure most of us have seen that video where he has like makeup being put on him, but he looks like he's like straight up a zombie. You ever see that video? It's and then he's basically asking to do more interviews. Like, oh, we're gonna do some more tonight? Yeah, this would be cool. He was definitely screwed up for sure. So I don't know if you've ever seen that one. I
have. I don't know if our listeners, watchers.
Yeah, he was big time screwed up.
I found it interesting. MK stands for mind control. Germany, they always switch the K for the C.
C with the K. Let me see if I can pop this one up quick. And then I also have those. Yeah, here we go. Perfect.
C with the K, yeah. Switch it.
Here we go.
And the other one I missed was Operation Mockingbird, and he said the CIA called them the family jewels. Yeah, and follow the origination of these programs, and MK Ultra takes you straight to Nazi Germany. And that, I would not be surprised, would be some of the stuff they were doing in concentration camps as well.
Right. Now, you're going to say this is just a guy who's a little tired and just getting his makeup, so he's trying to keep a straight face. He is like in a zombie mode. And then later on, they're asking him like, oh, yeah, we're pretty much done for today. He's like, oh, we could do another couple of interviews in this place and that place. Yeah, right here. I love these. Basically, can we do another hour if you want? We can start Georgia tomorrow. And he's like, yeah, I love this stuff. Yeah, let's do more. So it's just really weird, dude. Can we do any more? We're setting up as many as we can, Bill. We do two in Maryland. We can do more if you want. We ought to do some more in Florida and Texas too. We done all of Colorado today. Yeah, we got one more today. I mean, dude, he was completely gonzo out of it. Absolutely out of it. And I'll tell you as well, Mac, if you enjoyed the 250 UFC, the one this weekend, Conor McGregor's going to fight, it's actually going to be pretty much a whole card where I would say 9 out of 10 fights, the guys don't go to the ground. So almost every one of them should stay standing. So very, very good event. If anybody likes UFC, definitely check it out this weekend. See Conor McGregor make his 5-year comeback to get his ass kicked is what's going to happen. Guaranteed.
Possibly a good chance of that, you know?
Yeah, I'd say it's a very good chance of that.
Who's the opponent? Is he anybody of worth?
Yeah. Max Holloway. Okay. He's a beast.
I've heard the name. I just don't know much about him.
Yes. You also clipped some of these as well. Some of these. So I hope I got them in the right order. Let me just pop these up here. Ding. And so I thought some of these, I don't know which. Let me see here.
I scanned through it, and the third one's what caught my eye. I don't know if I sent you the highlighted one, but it starts with revoked.
Revoked.
It's the one right before.
Revoked security clearances.
Yeah, and it lists everybody that they've gotten rid of their security clearances. It's rather interesting.
Oh, it's definitely worth reading some of this stuff because it's, these are a post from President Trump. Where is it? Right here, showing all of his accomplishments. Ban the use of puberty blockers, hormone injections, and other chemical and surgical mutilations of children. Ban transgender ideology and critical race theory in our schools. Began the process of abolishing the Federal Department of Education and returning education to the states. Launched Trump accounts, tax-free investment accounts for every American child, that's key, American child, starting with $1,000 for every newborn child. Ended Joe Biden's weaponization of our government and removed his hand-picked radical left Marxist prosecutors from the Department of Justice, pardon hundreds of political prisoners who have been viciously persecuted by the Biden regime, including Christians, pro-life activists, and the J6 hostages, revoke security clearances from Joe Biden and the entire Biden crime family, revoked the clearances of Anthony Blinken, Jake Sullivan, John Brennan, James Clapper, and all the frauds who lied to cover up Hunter Biden's laptop from hell, revoked the clearances of Alvin Bragg, Jack Smith, Andrew Weissman, Norm Eisen, ended the taxpayer-funded student loan forgiveness for radical anti-American activists, established a presidential commission to make America healthy again, provided $12 billion in aid for American farmers, secured most favored nation agreements to reduce the cost of many common drugs by price differences of 300 to 600%, surged law enforcement resources to address the crime emergency and violence in Memphis, New Orleans, and our nation's capital to make our cities safe again. Last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years. Since I took office, we have successfully arrested or removed from the country over 500,000 criminals, began the process of eliminating cashless bail policies across the nation to protect Americans from dangerous career criminals, launched a war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance, renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, and restored the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley. Signed an executive order to make Washington, D.C. safe and beautiful again. That's kind of a copy. Signed executive order to remove anti-American propaganda from federal museums and national parks. Designated English as the official language of the United States. Officially reinstated Columbus Day. Oh, remember he was a murderer. Designated Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. Captured and brought to justice the outlawed dictator of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, through Operation Absolute Resolve. Singing like a bird. Brought the flow of deadly fentanyl across our borders down by a record 56%. Designated fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction. Conducted numerous successful military strikes to smash the drug cartels operating in our hemisphere, halted all refugee admissions to the United States, including from Somalia and other dangerous places, rescued 105 American hostages and citizens detained abroad, ended the war in Gaza and returned all hostages home to their families, obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity with Operation Midnight Hammer, and ended the 12-day war, withdrew from corrupt World Health Organization, the anti-American United Nations, Human Rights Council, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, and the unfair Paris Climate Accord. Terminated visas of Hamas sympathizers and deported pro-jihad foreign nationals, ordered construction of the Golden Dome missile defense shield, abolished all discriminatory diversity, equity, and inclusion policies throughout the federal government and private sector, terminated the Green New Scam and ended the insane electric vehicle mandate, declared a national energy emergency, and began to drill, baby, drill, reopened Anwar for drilling, launched a massive Alaskan pipeline project to export natural gas to Asia, signed executive orders to end Biden's war on coal and put miners back to work, renamed the Department of Defense the Department of War, banned transgenders from the military, ordered reinstatement of patriots expelled from our military with full back pay, fired the woke boards of visitors at our military academies. All military branches are setting recruiting records, the best in 30 years, achieved the largest one-year reduction in federal workforce in history. The federal bureaucracy is now at the smallest size since 1966. Signed an executive order banning all government censorship and restoring free speech in America. Made it the official policy of the United States government that there are only, how many genders? 2 genders, male and female. And he banned men from women's sports. I don't know if that was all of them or not, dude, but that is quite the list right there. Looks like it is.
One thing I noticed when you were reading is that he classified fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction. That makes it under the watchful eye of the Department of Energy.
It certainly is.
Very interesting. That places the cartels, where?
I mean, dude, you got
Well, they get all the black ops and everything, most likely. Yeah.
You got to see some of the stuff, and I'm going to show you right now. This is the crap I have to put up with. So this is from a liberal Democrat. Literally every military in the room has turned their back on their commander-in-chief. He looks confused that nobody's paying attention to him. People are losing respect for him daily. Like, this is the crap that these people are sending out. It's like, wait, they're actually grabbing stuff. He just signed a bill. Looks like they're grabbing pens and stuff. Oh no, President Trump's being ignored. Like, they find anything, dude, to like, just anything
He's got them working is what he's got them doing.
Right? It's ridiculous at this
I don't
point.
even, just a lot of this stuff's paid propaganda, so I don't even pay attention a lot of times. It's so obvious now that it's not even worth, like, I tried to stay away from it and don't let it fog my brain, because it's like, most likely at this point, you're either a communist or you're not. There's no in between. So if they're a communist, I don't really want to pay attention to a guy like this.
Right. No kidding. I mean, and it's just, I tried with him. I'm like, dude, I've been trying to show you the truth for like 4 years now. And it's like, you're clearly just never going to get it, because any of these stupid headlines he just sends over. All right, dude, I think I dropped this in the chat, but I don't know. I feel the need to show people this, how disrespectful this is to anybody that lives on the coast of a state. And I'm not gonna sit here and listen to this lady talk about this the whole time and play the whole thing. But dude, this lady puts this thing up on Twitter, and she's like, "Look, I just learned this from Florida. I'm gonna make this for everybody." And I'm like, bleh. Like, all right, frozen shrimp, frozen crabs. We're getting frozen crab meat. Oh, but wait, there's more. Was that bacon? I don't even know what that is, dude. Then she later puts pasta on it and all of this different stuff, and then an Alfredo sauce. And then she puts 3 cups of water in it with the pasta like this. I'm like, my question is, how many people got sick during this? I'm guessing a good 80%. Like, dude, could you even eat one bite of that? Like,
no.
Like, and it's just a disrespectful slap in the face for anybody that likes real seafood, that you live on the coast. Like, bags of frozen seafood just tossed into there is absolutely grotesque, and I just wonder how many people vomited after eating this. Like, pasta, like, why don't you cook the pasta separately, dude?
It's so bad. It's just not even worth. Just turn it off.
I know,
it's terrible.
Let's see the end result. Make it stop, please.
It looks like a slop.
Oh my! And dude, you see that? Look at what she puts.
She got cheese and
absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Update from the hospital: 17 people were brought to the hospital vomiting. She's like, recipe is also amazing. Learned from Florida. Learned from Florida. Oh God. All right. Let's see what else we got here. I am winding down here, Mac, but I know you probably have a few more things to go over tonight, right?
You got the 702s on the agenda? That's important.
I do not. Actually, wait, I do have a couple of things. So if you want to set those up, but I just forgot I have a segment here. I didn't. I forgot I had. Here we go. This. Remember the Nazi dude from Maine? Maine Democrat nominee for Senate, Graham Plattner, has canceled all upcoming events ahead of an incoming scandal. As if the whole Nazi stuff wasn't bad enough. Let's see. Maine naturally cancellation of events. Okay, evidence for such here. Remember this? We got.
Are you confident all the damaging info is out?
That's what he says. My sense is before the primary, a lot of this has come out. Obviously, look, if there was evidence of violence, I would not support him. If there was evidence of sexual assault, I'd have zero support for him.
Are you confident all the
So Ro Khanna said, hey, this dude had, actually evidence on this guy, then, I I would rescind my nominee for him. Dems wishing there had been some sort of a sign that Plattner was a bad person. Like, wake the frig up, people. Are you kidding me? And I couldn't believe it, dude. Ro Khanna comes out and says, I've been very clear that sexual assault or violence against women is a red line. These allegations are very serious and credible. Rand Plattner should drop out from the race. I am withdrawing my endorsement.
Isn't Ro Khanna a POS?
Oh, sure is. Mr. Ro Khanna sure is a big old piece of crap. Patriotism, Mike Keister. But the good question here is from Rock. But you were fine with the whole Nazi thing? Interesting. Apparently Jews don't count in the Dem party anymore.
Well, that's what they are at this point, you know? And Trump's even said it. He's like, they refuse to get out the communists. So they are communists. That's what they're going to become. There has been no foot in the sand, so to speak, of anybody saying we're not taking this type of thought anymore. So that's where they're heading. That's who's supporting them financially, it looks like. And a lot of it's globalism. Global communists.
Well, we knew he was gonna, we knew it was gonna be a little bit of an issue, right? I knew this guy was gonna be a little bit of an issue, but I didn't know, of course, there was gonna be, sexual assault charges incoming on the dude. But yeah, it's interesting that they had no problem with any of the Nazi stuff, but this they do. So what do you got here?
Now, this is meant, the 702s is all part of, Russia hoax and the FISA, I believe, and how they handle things. So I thought this was interesting to bring up, considering it's, I don't know when the decision's supposed to be made or how it's going to be made.
Absolutely.
Keep it or get rid of it.
Let's take a look-see. Trump admin proposes repeal of 702 federal regulations in a major deregulation push. So from Sunday story yesterday, Trump administration is moving forward with one of its largest deregulation efforts, proposing to eliminate 702 federal regulations across multiple government agencies as part of its latest semi-annual regulatory agenda. The proposed rollbacks add to 752 regulatory changes that have already been completed since the current fiscal year began October 1st, 2025. Together, the measures represent a broad effort to reduce government oversight, lower compliance costs, and streamline federal rulemaking. Among the regulations targeted for repeal are environmental review requirements for energy infrastructure projects, federal energy efficiency standards, and diversity, equity, and inclusion related rules. The administration argues that removing these regulations will reduce burdens on businesses and support economic growth. White House estimates its deregulatory campaign could generate as much as $1.5 trillion in economic savings by the end of September. A significant share of those projected savings depends on repealing the Environmental Protection Agency's 2009 endangerment finding, which provides a legal foundation for many federal greenhouse gas emissions regulations. Administration officials contend that eliminating the rule would significantly reduce compliance expenses for businesses. However, environmental advocates and policy experts dispute the projected savings, arguing that the calculations fail to account for the long-term public health, environment, and consumer benefits associated with existing regulations. The regulatory agenda also reflects expanded White House oversight in federal agencies following a recent U.S. Supreme Court ruling that strengthened the president's authority to remove leaders of independent regulatory agencies. As a result, those agencies are expected to coordinate major rulemaking with the White House Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs. Alongside repealing existing rules, the Trump administration is prepping several new regulations, including stricter background checks for foreign nationals working in transportation, restrictions on federal benefits for undocumented immigrants, and Federal Trade Commission rules aimed at preventing deceptive practices in the rental housing market. The latest proposals support President Trump's pledge to eliminate 10 existing regulations for every new rule introduced. reinforcing the administration's broader strategy to reduce federal regulation while advancing targeted policy priorities. So interesting, like they proposing eliminating 702 regulations across multiple government agencies as part of its semi-annual regulatory agenda, according to Bloomberg.
This is great. This is part of that umbrella effect with the FISA, so they can't do it without a warrant.
Yeah, and they shouldn't be able to. And what they need to do is make these people that break these rules go to jail, right? Because the people that have taken advantage of it in the past by, say, unmasking, we had almost everybody and their mother unmasked General Flynn, right? Including the office, or at least the credentials for Vice President Joe Biden were also used to unmask General Flynn. And so that's part of this stuff too, is, you know, they get a target and then they look to unmask, but you had all these people that were doing this illegally. And so nothing's ever going to change until, you know, I tell Mac, oh, hey, you know, unmask this guy or go look up this. Well, dude, you see what happened to the last guy? He went to jail for 10 years. Right now, it's like, all right, yeah, sure, Mac, I'll do it. No problem. What happened to the last guy that broke the rules? Nothing. Okay. So why would I care to, you know, why would I be worried to break the same rule? So yeah, it's definitely something they need to address, but at the same time, another rule that we were talking about earlier, the propaganda rule, I don't know that we want that taken away just yet.
The Smith-Mundt Act is, we need that taken care of at some point. Like we've been talking about, they've been using it against the enemy, just like they were using it against the people. Now, with this decision on the 702s, I think that's a good decision, because that allows the corruption not to occur anymore, and then it's a lot more streamlined. So if they do find a lead in a conversation with somebody they have a warrant for, they just go give probable cause to, you know, whoever gives out the warrant, the judge probably, and say, hey, we got an additional one. It probably can be done electronically now. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be in person, I'm guessing. They can submit evidence digitally and things can be sped up a little bit more. That makes sense? Or am I?
Definitely. No.
Okay. All right.
Definitely does. This is interesting to say the least here. We were talking about Mitch a little earlier. I was just scrolling and I saw this, dude. Is this our like RBG moment here? Let me see. Where did I put this? Okay, I put it in my pictures section, which is not where it's supposed to be.
With the Mitch McConnell stuff?
Yeah, more Mitch McConnell stuff. Is this an indicator of like RBG, dude? The Hill, so this is from Insider Paper. The Hill appears to publish premature article titled "Do Not Use: A Look Back at Mitch McConnell's Time in Senate Amid Rumors About His Health." So that's weird. Do not use: a look back at Mitch McConnell's time in the Senate, dated today. Isn't that interesting? So do they know something that most people don't know, that he's a goner, like that we think, perhaps?
Yeah, probably. I think they're getting ready to announce it. Like you said, what's the deadline in order? You know, they're definitely doing like an RG, whatever her name is, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, RBG.
Look at this, dude.
Scenario.
To be clear, I don't think this is indicative of anything except someone pressing a button by mistake. Oh, you mean and writing an article and getting the pictures for it, writing a story, oops, and then clicking it. Yeah, that one button pressing a mistake was, you know, a mistake after you already wrote the whole story, got the picture footage and everything and set it all up. And then, oops, now you don't just hit a button by accident and upload a story to the internet. Takes many takes many oopsies to do that, my man. But yeah, this one's pretty crazy, dude. And again, listen to this. Come on. And I'm using Brave, which is why everything's a little slower today, which...
suppressed the data for 16 years. 2 other large studies failed to show an association. Finally, the study trickled out in the medical literature. Nobody noticed it. Those on the low-fat group had higher rates. of heart attacks. Why? Maybe because when you avoid fat, you have to pound food with carbohydrates and often ultra-processed carbohydrates stripped of fiber and chopped up. It functions like sugar. We created a generation of children with low protein, high carbohydrates, sugar addiction, and burdened with ultra-processed foods. And what did we do as a medical field? Drugged them at scale. Those days are over. We are telling people the truth about food. They suppressed the data.
Dude, that's huge. That's just another, that's obviously not a brand new thing, but it's huge what they're doing in the food deal for us in general. Like, it is so bad.
The advertising for FIFA, at least on Telemundo, has been a huge focus on nutrition and the youth. And yes, it's been fantastic. They're bringing the whole message of the FIFA World Cup's been bringing the world together. It's been like their intention, bringing people together, identifying differences, but still loving each other. And it's been great. The Norway row, that where the whole stadium's doing the row after a Norway victory. That's pretty impressive to be a part of, I'm sure. But all these different cultures coming together. It's been, and then them appreciating our culture. Been pretty cool. Now, what's the score now?
I was just checking. USA versus Holland, right? Oh, Belgium 3-1.
Belgium.
Oh no,
That's not good.
No, that's not coming back. We ain't coming back from that.
86th minute.
So there's what, 3.5 minutes left to score 2 goals? Never gonna happen. I'm surprised there's 4 goals total in the game. Usually it's, that's the critique soccer gets a lot, which is like, run around for 90 minutes. You're lucky if 1 goal gets scored. Well, obviously it seems like a lot more in the World Cups here. But wait, what is this? FT? Is that the future?
Final time.
Oh,
that was the pass game.
Damn. That's it. One and done, right? Once you lose one,
Yeah,
you're out.
At this point, yeah. So,
oh, there it was.
At this point, it's not looking good. So dang.
Oh, you know what? I got something interesting to show you quick. I remember that
Trump been posting while we've been on the show. Yes,
sure
he
has been. I know you saw this one. I got 2 different clips.
Lieutenant Rose, you are an inspiration to the beautiful crowd, and thank you very much.
Come on.
106. Lieutenant Rose, you are an inspiration to this beautiful crowd, and we thank you very much. Amazing man. 107. It's 107. On Iwo Jima.
107. And then he continued on. Come on.
How about that, huh? Isn't that great? What an honor it is to be with them. Think of it, 107. That's up there, but hopefully he's got 20 good years left.
That was such a great event, speech, everything. The fireworks were knocked out. And historically, looking back, I got a chance to look at some of the 200th anniversary stuff. That was pretty cool, dude. But he definitely went above and beyond. And you kind of got to, right? For this, the semi-quincentennial or whatever the heck they're calling it. 200's big, 250. I'm sure they'll do 300. But the next big one, as far as I see it, would be 500 years, right? Beyond that, we'll see. But I think he did everybody in the administration that took part in the 250 celebration. I personally believe they all knocked it out of the park, dude. Like, seamless. Damn near seamless as far as I can see.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was the United States is the longest lasting republic in the world.
Ooh.
So that's pretty. We're a constitutional republic, not a democracy. You always remember that. And 107 is actually a nickname given for military. So it's
really
yes. That's 107, 107. That's why 107 is a play on 107. If you never knew that, okay. And 107 means military.
That part I did not know. That's interesting.
Yes.
Very cool. Okay. Trying to think. I think it's time we wrap it up. We're coming in on 10 o'clock, and we don't want to keep these wonderful world patriots out there too late. But if there's any monumental stories that we forgot,
there was a couple things. One, the Jewish tunnels under LA.
Oh shit! I do have that. I put it aside.
While you're looking for it, there has been
exactly.
a Cuban blackout.
Oh shit!
Like 10 million people without electricity.
I got it right here. Here we
So
go.
wait.
So was he supposed to cut this out? That's what I'm not clear about. It seems.
I think they were playing it as a joke because I think the guy, he's like, Rappaport's like trying to probably not get in trouble, but at the same time come clean.
We'll see. We'll see what you guys think in the chat. Read some body language. Is he cacking? Is he making it up? Or is he genuinely concerned? In the very, very beginning here, he said something
Before
he
he hit
wasn't
play,
supposed to. Yep.
there is another video of a guy saying he worked at a Starbucks that was under LA.
Yeah, we played that. Yeah.
Keep that in mind when you're hearing this story, that there's other confirming stories.
So wait, that there's no tunnel? Wait, you're going off there.
Well, there's tunnels, obviously, but
I got one in
you got to
front.
cut that out. You can't say that. I'm admitting that because they talk about the tunnels in
They
Brooklyn.
did find tunnels in Brooklyn.
Yes, but no one's ever publicly said that there are Jewish tunnels in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I would like you to cut that out.
I will cut that out. I'll give you the whole episode. You can prove it.
Okay.
That's on camera.
Okay, cut that out. There's no one's ever said. I'm saying it, and I know you're going to cut it out. That there are Jewish tunnels, exclusively Jewish tunnels in.
We can't talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it.
Well, you've never been in it, so that's the thing. You didn't even know about it, let alone being it.
But you say I can't keep it in.
I'm kidding. Keep it in. That's a good clip.
What's a Jewish tunnel?
What's a Jewish tunnel? What's a Los Angeles Jewish tunnel?
Like it goes right under the cantors? You got a fucking table? Where are we at? What are we talking about?
It starts at Cantors.
What match ball? They're open
starts-
past midnight now.
It starts at Cantors, and then I mean, this is 2026. So originally, it just started at Cantors.
Yeah, that shit goes all the way to Factors.
Factors, and then we're going right to Paramount.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers. When there's traffic, you could walk through the Jewish tunnels and skip traffic.
Wait.
The 405 ain't got shit on the Jewish
I love
tunnels.
how you claim them as Jewish tunnels.
Not claim them. They are Jewish tunnels.
So what are they used for?
Jews moving things around, carting things around.
So
It's
you're
like-
saying this is true?
Yes, Jewish tunnels of Los Angeles. This breaking news. The Jewish tunnels of Los Angeles are real. I've been in there. Every Jew has been in there many times.
Say word.
Ask me a Jewish
Say
person.
word.
Tell me. I'll tell you if I've seen him in the tunnels. Name a Jewish person.
What's his face?
Name a Jewish Hollywood person.
Ari Emanuel.
Yes. Duh.
Wow.
Yeah. Duh. There's the Burgess Meredith line. He's got his own fucking line. They named it after he passed. Go on. Paul Newman's got. I mean, I remember I see
Paul Newman, by the way, is Jewish.
In the 90s, I saw Paul Newman down in the Jewish tunnels. The blue eyes are beautiful.
I see what you're
So I don't know if he's cacking, but we do know for sure there are tunnels down there. But the whole thing that he keeps bringing up Jewish, and he is very Jewish, as we learned during COVID.
They
right?
also store all the Hollywood film underground, so you can connect the dots. They started connecting them to the homes,
True.
in Hollywood. Remember, there's tunnels underneath the Playboy Mansion. Hugh Hefner, was he? I don't know if he was Jewish, but he definitely was a CIA guy.
I think so. Yeah, Hefner. Yeah, it sounds like it is. And so this is what we were told by Cappy that he said, anyways, that he had. He was at Seth Green's house, and actually, a minute. Yeah, we got it, and then we're gonna wrap up after this one here. But just to give anybody who hasn't seen this, this guy here is I don't know, Isaac Cappy. He was a Hollywood guy. He was like kind of an extra. He plays like a cashier in a Thor movie and a couple different things like that. Not a major dude, but he says that he was friends with this guy. And here we go. Oh, do I gotta unmute? No, I'm not muted. Why are you not playing?
And it really hit me was that, the first time it really hit me was at Seth's. We had we went over there, played Mafia. It's a role-playing game that we play. And at the end of the night, it was me, Seth, and his brother-in-law. And Seth turned to me and opened up this secret bookshelf, and he's like, "This is where we keep the children." And I was like, I tried to just put it out of my mind. But then about a month later, Seth, Claire, and I were having a dinner at their house, and Seth said, "We now need to have a talk about chicken." And I was like, oh God. And then he basically admitted that he's a pedophile. The boy at Paris.
Okay, so that's the story that we got from Mr. Cappy, which he accused Seth Green of, being a pedo. Also, he mentioned, I think he mentioned Tom Hanks as well. And then, did you ever see that clip where Tom Hanks? Well, did you see the thing where Tom Hanks found like a cap on the side of the road? Because remember, all his old videos were like one glove, one this, one that, and then one of them was like a bottle cap. So people were like, "Oh, cap, like Cappy." So never know, could be.
The 8647 is very Tom Hanks-ish too. Remember?
Right.
Just put Tom Hanks used to put like gloves, creepy gloves, and he's a weirdo.
Yeah, and they say maybe he might have taken somebody out during filming of Mr. Rogers. And again, I can't prove that, but they said a guy fell from like one of the what do you call that? Not the rafters or something, someplace up high. But they said that Tom Hanks, was in that area. So I don't know. We'll see. Mr. Rogers murder. Let's see. Anything come up?
For what?
No, I was just Hanks.
Another thing, that guy that was that biohacker, the dude that used to like pump his son's blood in his own body, he's got like an autoimmune disease now.
Oh damn! So that's not gonna
He's trying to be like not get old and all kinds of stuff. Once you recognize his face, let me send that in to you.
No, I remember the guy
Brian
was a billionaire.
Johnson. Yeah, his name's Brian Johnson.
Is that a Beach Boy, or is that just a similar name?
Could have been a Beach Boy, reincarnated.
Was this the guy? Oh, that's the son, right? My stomach is eating itself. Oh shit, that's got to be the son. He said diagnosis.
That's him.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he like 60 or something like that?
I think so. I don't know if that's an edited picture of him. It looks a little blurry on his forehead. The dude's narcissistic about his looks, his appearance.
Let's do like this. Let's put in billionaire. Probably spelled it wrong.
Brian with a Y.
God, no, I don't want to read more. Here we go.
Look.
Oh my. What in the hell?
He's had a lot of procedures done.
You think? Let's see. Is the age down there? Here we go. All right, so he's 48. All right, I thought he was like 60, 70 or something like that. So that's not too bad. I mean, I'd say I look younger than that for sure. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But dude, yeah,
he's doing some weird stuff.
Why?
But,
you wouldn't take the blood of your child?
I'm sure from his own treatments of doing whatever, he got an autoimmune disease. Because I think he was intravenously exchanging blood. And remember the story of that guy? Was he P. Diddy's blood transfuser? Remember that story?
Yeah. Yep.
So apparently this is a thing amongst these elites or actors or whoever. I don't know.
Oh man, I got to see what Anthony Hopkins looks like unrecognizable watching the World Cup right now. Oh wow. Well, he's older. I mean, what do you expect? How old is he now? He's 88 years old. Oh my God, he's unrecognizable. No, I'd say he's 88 now. You know what I mean?
Scroll down. Is there more pictures?
I mean, that's what he looked like.
Well, no. I mean, older. The current. That's just one picture of him.
50 years
He just
sober.
grew,
Wow.
he grew a goatee. Wow. That's what makes him look different.
Wow, he's super older. It's like, oh, his hairline. Oh, it's always been like that. Yeah, he's just older now. All right. Well, great stuff, ladies and gentlemen out there. Let me go over to the old Pilled and do some thank yous and wrap this show up. I can't wait to see what tomorrow is going to offer us.
You want me to mention a couple things we didn't get to?
If you'd like to,
Real
go
quick.
for it.
Well, Hillary is telling federal employees not to share info to the Trump administration. So basically, they're committing sedition.
Yes.
Well, the FBI is investigating Georgia and Fulton County currently on the elections, and it might be dating back to 2020 as well. I'll leave it there. Toyota's coming to the United States. They're not building in Mexico. So all the things Trump has been saying is coming to the United States. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and who else? The two people that are doing the resisting here are Mark Elias and Hillary, two of the gang back in town, all from the beginning. Remember, both of these losers, Hillary Clinton and Mark Elias, have been there from the beginning. So these are two on my top 10 arrest list for sure. They need it. Yeah, definitely my Patriot. Yeah, he was definitely doing a lot of weird stuff. What, you guys don't all take blood from your children and inject it into your body? That's weird, right? yeah. Thanks. Never gonna do that one. Jucani, thank you for dropping the shade. Says God bless, and God bless right back at you. So thank you for that, Jucani. And then Sean Joe, Space Squad founding member, drops a cookie. Then Sean Joe with another cookie, and then Sean Joe with yet another cookie, and then followed by Sean Joe with one more cookie. 4 cookies, in a row. So thank you for that, my man. Appreciate you. And then Moon Baby 0437 dropped the cookie. Says, happy birthday to me. I got to actually catch the live show. Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Moon Baby 0437. Happy birthday to you. And thank you for the cookie. One Thunder with the cookie. No message on there, but thank you, brother. And Sean Joe came in with another cookie. No message on there, but thank you, my man. And then followed up by One Thunder with a cookie. No message on that one, but thank you. And the last but not least is my Patriot. Dropped some shades. And no message on that one, but thank you as well. And I am releasing said scratchings to the wilderness, and they are coming out at you guys and gals right now. And then I'm just making sure we're all good over here. G Fonts dropped a dollar holler on Rumble Rant. Says Tom Hanks, the man with one red shoe. Oh, that's right. I forgot what that movie was even about, to be honest with you. Did he have one shoe that was red? But honestly, I did forget that. And who knows if that's what made him start being a friggin' weirdo and taking pictures of... Dude, do you remember seeing that clip of him on Bosom Buddies where he's... let's just say, simulating masturbation as a woman in between scenes. So the dude's a little bit of a weirdo for sure. Yeah. You
on SNL?
No, it was actually, he was on the show in the
the one
80s.
where he dresses up as a woman. Yeah, I got you.
And dude, do places like that still exist? Like an apartment building that only rents to women? Because as far as I remember it, that's what it was. Like him and the guy had to pretend to be women because it was an all-women's apartment, but it wasn't a college or anything like that. So I don't know. Any parting words for the guys and gals out there?
Hey, great show. Wish it was a little longer, but we got to get things wrapped up. A lot of symbolism in Trump and Roosevelt with that whole visit there. I thought that was amazing. I do have a clip of the secret vault that never got finished. That's pretty interesting. There's a titanium cornerstone or vault, and then inside of it's inscripted porcelain tablets of like the Constitution and important documents. I'll give that to you so you can post in the chat. But thank you to everybody that tunes in. Thank you to the mods. Thanks again, Space Shutters, as always. I know you said don't say thank you, but whatever. Looking forward to the next week. We need to get rid of the filibuster. Need the Save America Act. John Human Rain Delay Thune needs to get his butt in gear. Golly. And I'm looking forward to some more of this D-class stuff. We need this truth so we can keep feeding it. So, and win more.
More winning for sure. Absolutely.
But
Yeah,
thanks again, and have a great evening.
No, absolutely, brother. And I think everything he's doing is in a goal to clean up, physically, emotionally, in every way, shape, or form, like clean up the United States.
100%.
Like we mentioned before with the statues and stuff, like they wanted to pull them down, spray paint them. He wants to clean them up, and what a novel idea! Being able to go out and take a walk around your neighborhood and not have to worry about getting shot and stabbed. Like people in DC are actually seeing that now.
Yeah, and people are waking up. There was a clip you played, I think, last night on your show of a guy like, "What if Trump's doing this?" And it's like, I'm glad you're waking up, bud. What if he did the Iran war to do this and expose that? And it's like, yeah, that's exactly what's going on. And people are waking up, bringing the world together. And then as we're changing these systems, I think in the end, we're going to be taking out the bad guys, but we have to get the masses behind us and understanding what's going on. So looking forward to everything. And thanks again.
Yeah, that was the parallel economy video that the guy was talking about. I'll drop that for you if you want to spread that one around. Very good interview there. And again, a lot of things are happening behind the scenes that we can't see, but we're starting to see the results of them. So I'm loving it. So once again, thank you to all the mods out there. We do greatly appreciate all of your help. I will be back live with Ghost, Armando, and Mike tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hope you guys can join me. Another great show, Mac. Always great job there, brother. And again, thank you to the mods. And for you, we always appreciate you wonderful world patriots out there, all of you guys for tuning in. So until that next video, thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Peace.
Hello, guys. Something special is happening in here. That's right. It's brackets and jackets. Bringing it back for brackets and jackets. Special Epstein Island edition. That's right, folks. Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, the man with the island, which is suspiciously close to Haiti. That's right. You see this man, Jeffrey Epstein, is funding lots of people. He's funding lots of people on the street to make sure his shit doesn't get out. That's right. They want the record sealed. And they're paying a lot of people. Epstein's paying a lot of people. Oh boy. For one, he's got a whole Mossad media matrix in America. And I would bet you anything that Alex Jones is one of them. Prove me wrong. That's right. Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the building with songs about Epstein. It's Breakfast Jackets Epstein edition. Guys, I had some epiphanies today. I had some real big epiphanies about some guys. A big network of guys and spies and lies and liars. All right, think about this for a minute, okay? The guy in Portland, the scientist that just got busted for producing CP, that guy is 1 degree of separation away from Epstein. Epstein, the investor that lives in West Palm Beach, Florida. I know a guy who lives in West Palm Beach, Florida as well. Investor as well. Also involved as well. And all is not well with these guys. The Florida boys, the Glow boys, the Scott Israels of the world. You see, Epstein is Hillary Clinton. And Epstein is Haiti. And Epstein is a big network of media assets. By the way, did you know that Steve Bannon was going to that guy for money? Also So Epstein, is Epstein Oprah? Epstein is Chris Tucker. You remember him. Epstein is also Kevin Spacey. Epstein is also Prince Andrew. Epstein is also... Who else is Epstein? Who else is Epstein? Tell me. You guys know? Who else is Epstein? Is Epstein Big Pharma? Is Epstein Bryan Singer? Is Epstein Naomi Campbell? Yep, all of the above. All of the above. Who is Epstein? Epstein is the keystone of a whole motherfucking matrix. And once you pull it out, it all falls down. Dersh was there too. That's right, we're dropping red pills every day. Dropping red pills in the best kind of way. This is brackets and jackets for the denizens of islands.